Welcome to Law McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and
Sarah Davis.
oh, we got double audio coming through here. Hold on. Unplug this for a second. All right. Thank you for joining us. And I still feel like I hear
No, it's my headphones.
Oh, okay. It's their headphones. All right. That's fine. We are have a special guest coming on later, and first time actually having a guest on the live stream. So we're trying to figure out some of these audio ways we can hear him and such. And so we have, as you probably see in the title, we have Niles Gridley is going to be on with us here later after we get through some of the news and the updates and scheduling, all that kind of information. We'll be bringing him on later. You guys see him in the chat every week. He is, an honorary member, and so actually he might have signed up today. Told him about that. Anyway, to be an official member, but he is one of our moderators along with Ridgeview. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can check out all that. See Niles on here. We got a lot of pictures today. So hopefully if you do, we are recording this in a podcast as well, and that'll be coming up. But if you want to watch and see all the pictures, come over to the YouTube channel and you can watch the replay if you want to, or and such. Now, if you're watching this, want to listen to us later, you can check out the podcast as well on all your different favorite podcasting streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't forget to, I'd really appreciate if you smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can stay notified when we do have videos, because we had quite a few videos this last week that went live. And I'm not sure what we're going to have go live this week, but we have a lot of things. A lot of content we want to get out this week, and so who knows what you're going to find from us this week for different videos. So, all right. Anyway, also, talk about membership?
Yeah.
All right. Talk about that. I got the screens.
All right. Oh, I need to talk about this. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to become a member, you can hit that join button. It's right next to that subscribe. So if you're not subscribed and you'd like to join this member, you can hit both at the same time. If you're an iPhone user, you have to do things a little bit differently. You have to go to your web browser and then go up to the top by the link and hit the little A and big A and request desktop browser viewing. And we just got a new member. Niles has officially joined as a Law McArthur member. So that is exciting.
We've called him an honorary member for a while because we had him as a moderator, and he's been in here with you guys for a while and has been helping. He doesn't really. Ridgeview does such a good job. He's more in there just to be able to help answer some questions aftermarket, which we're going to get into later in the live stream. We have a lot. We're going to talk about some things that we saw at the Midwest Maverick meetup in a way of modifications. About everybody had modifications on their Maverick, and Niles had a lot to do with a lot of those. So a lot of them were members that picked up their vehicles and came to the show, making it all one trip, which made it really easy for some of them. And so he helped a lot of those get some of those things on there. And a lot of them listened to some of the suggestions we had on the Maverick. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be doing that later. We'll also be talking about some scheduling information. We'll talk Maverick stuff too, because we'll talk about the private offer amounts for those that had a 23 that are didn't get scheduled, and what private offer amounts they're getting on top of to offset that newer prices for 24. We'll talk about that. Did a video on that yesterday, as well as Bronco Sport videos this last week. So we'll talk about that. And we actually did a video where we walked around talking to the different people that at the Midwest Maverick meetup, and about their Mavericks and such. So you can check that video out as well. So, and then, so we'll get into the recap and some other fun stuff as well. So, and again, there was probably some are going to be asking, I'm going to tell you right now, there was a broadcast on the Escape and the Bronco.
We don't talk about broadcasts.
We can't talk a lot about what's in there, other than we can tell you probably when order banks will open and that kind of thing. But also, I need to rewatch the broadcast because
he missed some of it.
I missed the first 20 minutes. So I missed all the Escape stuff and like half of the Bronco stuff. So I'll watch the replay and see what we can talk about, which we can't talk about. Anyway, most of which we probably can't. So, but we'll talk about what we can. All right. Other than that, for this week, I thought we'd kind of highlight and talk about we can normally, we say hi to all the members and such, but let's say hi to, I got some pictures of the members from the Midwest Maverick meetup.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Nope. First, I got to get the slide. Forgot that part.
Maverick banks are still open.
Maverick order banks, yes.
Maverick order banks are
Maverick
still
banks.
open.
We just slide that into one.
Yes, Maverick banks.
Maverick banks. All right. Hold on.
Even the hybrids. The hybrids are still open.
Yes.
So if your dealer has allocations, they can still order. The dealers that are saying that you can't order hybrid are most likely ones that are out of allocations and they don't want to push it.
Yep. All right. I'm trying to get this to come up. Let's remove that and see if that helps. Oh, it's not coming up. Come on. Well, why don't you welcome in some of the members that are in here, and then if
Okay.
that comes up, we'll talk about them as well.
All right. So Marsha is here with us, and she actually had some. She saw a cute little thing today, parked next to a Bronco, and when she came out, someone had put a Gumby like horse in the car door handle with a sign that said "You've been bucked."
We actually, that's a thing now. So it's a little
Is it?
horse. Yeah. So they're making those. It's like, so Jeep does the little, the rubber ducky thing. And
Yeah.
so I think they have these little horses that
I think
now
we
are
should make
available.
the Maverick a dragon or dinosaurs.
Well, I think that was on their Bronco.
I know. It was on their Bronco. But I think for Maverick, we should leave little dinosaurs for each other.
What are you trying to say? Why a dinosaur?
I
Just
don't
because
know.
you like dinosaurs?
Because Will likes dinosaurs and he would have a lot of fun leaving dinosaurs on Mavericks.
Okay.
All right. Gerwalt says, just got back to Missoula 2 hours ago. Had a great time at the meetup and all the others at the Member Maverick meetup. And
There she is.
there she is. There's
in front
Deborah.
of her Atlas blue Maverick right there. Looking pretty nice. There you go. She was here and with her husband and her son. Had a lot of fun. Yes. Anybody? Because I got other pictures if we have others.
Maverick is a horse, yes, but so is Bronco. So let's do dinosaurs.
All right. Anybody
That
else?
was not my intent. The Maverick owners are dinosaurs. What are you trying to say?
I was trying to get you in some hot water there, but
that's not what I meant.
I did post pictures of all the members that were there at the meetup. I meant for it to be just for the member only posts, and they weren't. They were public. And a lot of people are like, so does that mean that if you're a Maverick owner, you have to hold your right arm in front of your face? And I'm like, what is he talking about? And then when I went through the pictures for today, I realized, oh, they're holding the mic up.
Oh, with their right
like,
arms.
oh, I see what you guys are talking about. Sometimes it goes right over my head, especially when it's a bunch of like people will post on a certain video and I won't know like what the context is. And because I'm reading posts from all the different videos that we have comments coming in, and then I'll look at it and I'm like, I've got to go back and read comments to figure out what's going on. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
All right. People are asking about the balloons, and
2 years.
Marine Vet actually got it. He's like,
Yes.
happy, congrats on 2 years live streaming anniversary.
Yes, 2 years ago we started live stream, and so I need to say this right now. So there was a lot of people like, why are you always talking about Maverick stuff, content? Why don't you talk about other vehicles and this and that? Well, you've got to realize that if it wasn't for the Maverick, this live stream would not have started. So this Maverick was the creation of this live stream or whatever you want to start. It started because of the Maverick community wanting to do answer questions and such. So this live stream is all thanks to the Maverick community and people that wanted questions answered. And that's where it started. It's branched off from there. We've actually included other models now since we started this. So you can, all the Bronco people, they're getting information from these live streams and mach-e, Lightning, all this other content. You can thank the Maverick community for that because this started 2 years ago.
So
about this time 2 years ago. This is episode 104, which if you guys do the math, that's 2 years. So sometime within the next couple days,
yeah,
it would have been exactly 2 years ago today.
So someone said a Longhorn skull for Maverick. But Spexinator, one of our members, says my son got goosed. Someone waved him down and said he had a little goose for my son because Maverick needs a goose.
Yes, Maverick and Goose. There's something wrong with my eye.
So I guess there's a bunch of them.
Yep. I did a bunch of yard work, so I feel like I still have like.
Dale says he's going on a
all
cruise
these
in
guys.
April and has 100 ducks to hide on the ship. That sounds fun. Sounds fun. All
There you go.
right. We
right.
have. Is that a member? I don't think so. A unicorn instead of a dinosaur. Let's see. I had a couple
Yeah, we're doing members.
pulled.
If you
Lee
don't,
Parent is a new member.
all right.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
2 new members tonight.
All right.
Gerwalt, we talked about that one.
Yep.
I
have more pictures, so
we talked about that one. And those are the ones I had tagged.
all right. Let's see if I can get this to work. We have Danny.
All Terrain Nation is here. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, they're members. All right, so we have Danny here. Danny is one of the members that's local to us in Salina. We actually don't have too many Salina members.
No.
Some of them take us for granted, I think. Anyway, so there's his Maverick. His came in this week, and we're going to be talking about his as well later in the live stream. Hit Niles. And then, well, let's see, moving on. We also have, now I didn't get a chance to include his walk around. The camera failed us during his, but right over here on as he's walking right by that hot pepper red Maverick, there is Joe Bonatti, one of our members from, and he is from Louisiana. So he was there and with his wife, who is so kind. And I think actually your mom might be popping in tonight's live stream.
Said, yeah, she said she wanted to pop in and
she's
say
gonna
hi.
pop in and talk to you guys a little bit and tell you guys thanks. We have Gino from Florida, Tampa, Florida. So he is from Orlando, Tampa. I know Tampa, Orlando. Anyway, he is here with that's his. He said it's for his wife. Black appearance package, and you cannot get a one built that way because this is actually a non-luxury black appearance package, which now for 24 is not going to be available. All right, moving on. We had Kathy here. Kathy from Illinois. She's a hoot. I tell you what, she's funny. That Snips, by the way, if in there, if you see Snips in there.
Where we got these.
Yep. Oh yeah, we got our mugs.
Oh, you have to show us. You just have the picture up.
What picture?
Her picture. You can't see us.
Oh. Our mugs that she made for us.
Mine's a C-Max. His is a Bronco.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is amazing. She had like our first name and then our last names on the plate.
Yep.
Very creative. I love it.
Yes. All right. Who else we got here? And then this is Alan. Alan's from Oregon, and he had his Maverick. Got his Maverick from another dealer. With nothing wrong with that. He was from Oregon, took a trip down, drove from Oregon, came through, and is heading back. And he had a lot of. He's had his Maverick since I think he said May.
Yes.
And it has a lot of mods, including hand pinstriping, hand drawn on pinstriping.
Gorgeous.
It was crazy. You guys got to watch the video. Plus, a lot of cool mods on the inside as well. To this.
And his pinstriping is actually in view in that video, but because of where it's been placed, you can't tell from afar. It blends in, so you can only see it when you get close, and it's actually really cool.
And he chose Area 51 because he is in the Air Force.
Yes.
And so So anyway, all right. And then we have Kevin Sampson. So he's for Sambos, I believe, in the chat. And he's right there. We're just chatting right on time. That's pretty cool. He's got his bed cover here, Niles. Bed cover. He's got even a custom bed divider in there. Some pretty cool stuff.
By the way, he's only had that for a year.
No, a month, you mean?
Yes, for a month. And he has added like all the modifications you can.
So he got it in July 6th, and he added all the stuff, the bed. He added the bed rug. He added the struts to the bed bug deflector, has the cab spoiler, if I get my words right, and everything else. So pretty cool. So he had he already had the bed cover ahead of time, and he put it on himself. So, and then let's see who we got. So we got Carl. He is in here. Let's see. I'm not sure what his handle is on there. Carl DeKemper,
I think so.
right? And they're from Alabama, right?
Yes.
Yes, Alabama. So that was pretty cool. So they're
Yep.
heading back, and his Alto Blue Maverick.
Yep.
All right, who else we got? And then we have Terry Monroe.
Yep.
He actually got his about a month ago as well. The only XL there,
Yeah.
and they're from Oklahoma. And then they came up from Stillwater. Him and a friend, a buddy of his, came up, which was really nice. Then Deke Marshall also is usually in here too,
Mhm.
from California, Sacramento, right, or Sacramento area.
Yes.
We have two people that were from Sacramento. We'll tell you the story. Let's get to theirs first, and we'll tell you the story. It was really fun. And then we have Mike McArthur, second year back,
Yes.
along with Ridgeview. I don't have a picture of Ridgeview's vehicle. Ridgeview, he found a way to be gone when I went to his Maverick. But Mike, second year from Tennessee, so Oak Ridge, Tennessee. So don't know if the Oak Ridge boys are from there or not. You probably don't know who that is.
No, I don't.
Country Grant bands. Anyway. All right. Then we have Dennis Ferguson and his wife Diane was here. They're from the Sacramento area. So Dennis and Deke found out they both flew in, stayed at the same hotel, and even had the same color Maverick ordered, and found out their wives went to school together in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, and they're both live in the Sacramento area. So we're going to talk about some modifications he did as well here in a little bit. Black appearance package, Area 51. And then we do have Daryl. Daryl's from Olathe, Kansas. Daryl Feck.
Yes.
Last name. And he's from Olathe and ordered from us a nice cyber orange Maverick right there.
Somewhat local.
Yeah, somewhat local. And then we do have Austin, who is local from Salina as well. So Austin's in there's a lot of times. So he's local and he's had his Maverick for
about a year.
While. Yeah,
about almost a year.
We got him his Maverick last year. And then that's it. So there you go. So that's all some of the members that were there. So yeah, so that's a lot of fun there.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun and great people.
How many Mavericks did we end up counting?
We think over 30 because there's some that left and some that came after some that left, and so we think there were over 30 Mavericks here. So I know at one point I counted 28, and then now as I said, some came after that and some had left. So we think there were at least 30 there. So
all right,
there you go. It's a lot of fun.
Let's hope we can beat that number next year.
We got some ideas for next year, so we'll keep you posted on next year, making it more of a festival than just a meetup. So a lot of times when you have meetups in your community, it's just for a couple hours, and people that are local will come and do meetups. I recommend you guys kind of get on Facebook, start your own Facebook group, and start your own local group, and do the same thing. Meet up with your local community with Mavericks as more and more people get them.
You can always go to the Maverick Truck Club. I've seen a lot of local groups starting a forum, and then people hop in there and they'll get together.
Yeah. So it'll be so do that. But we want to make it more of a festival of doing some scenic drives, do more events and some more things next year. So be looking for that. So you gotta be here and put it on. We're probably gonna move it up into either June or July. So we'll get you guys that information, and we're looking to really advance this event and make it more of in a sense, a homecoming. Salina, Kansas, McArthur. We are Maverick City, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
now, even if you don't have a Maverick, you're welcome to come and enjoy in the sites.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because Marine Vet has Bronco, I believe.
Yeah.
So you're more than welcome to come join us. We are not going to be model specific on who can and can't come to this.
No,
in fact, we had Brandon. And although he does have a Maverick on order, he does not have it. But he still came out from Arkansas to hang out and enjoy the festivities with us.
Yep.
So even if you don't have your Maverick, come on out. Yes. Enjoy the fun. See the strength of the Mavericks that come out.
Yeah. And there's so many people customizing them. It's great. So, all right. Now, moving on, so let's see what else we have. And don't forget some of the channels we support. You said All Train Nation's in here.
Yeah.
So I watched his live stream last night, listened to quite a bit of it, finished up some yard work. My allergies are crazy, so we mowed last night. Sunday, we did a bunch of cutting down a bunch of limbs that we needed to. So it started with we needed to cut down one limb that kept hitting the house when it was really windy and bad storms. I'm like, we got to cut that down. And so I cut it down, and then we're like, well, you know what? There's other branches that we mow are in the way. So we end up cutting 2 truckloads of branches down and limbs. And also we had a tree that completely got cut down. Big tree, like huge tree. It looks totally different now,
Yeah.
and and that had to be cut down. And we said, you know what? We'll take care of the firewood ones that you cut down. We'll take care of those. And we spent like hours and hours on Sunday doing that. But being in the yard and everything, and the grass getting cut up just gets to me. That's why my eye has been bothering me
Yeah.
today. Anyway, so yeah, what did you do Sunday?
What did I do Sunday? I slept all day.
That Saturday was a lot. Well, the whole
Friday
week.
and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
And everything every day leading up to it, I was probably running around most days.
Yep. Getting
ready for the meetup, trying to talk to people, get arrangements made. I'm an extroverted introvert. So I can be extroverted. I will talk to people. I like to go to gatherings. I like to go to parties. I like to do that stuff, but it wears me out. So a weekend of events where I'm doing that, car shows even wear me out.
Yep.
So when I come home from an event or do something, I sleep for a day or two, depending on how big the event was. I slept yesterday too, so I guess it was a
At
2
work?
day sleep. No. When I got home, Lebo took care of the kids and let me sleep.
Hey, I mowed last night. So, anyway.
All right.
Yes. All right. So, let's see here. What else we got? All right. Let's talk about the good dealer moment. How about that?
All right.
Get into that. I got it right here.
All
Don't have a picture to go with it, though.
I got my 23 Maverick XL in March from Capitol Ford in Carson City. Is NV Nevada?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, there's only other one states in Nevada. I had ordered a 22 in November of 21. I was late to ordering because I totally hate the car buying experience with dealers. I first checked Corwin Ford in Reno, Nevada. They had a 7,500 market adjustment. I started watching your YouTube channel and saw the description on that how the hybrid and the transmission work on the Maverick on test-driven TV. So I went to Capitol Ford. They said they absolutely never do market adjustment and honor the MSRP from the original order date. Spoke with Bill Brown, or Bronco Billy, who took my order without any typical salesman BS. I was assigned a different salesperson who called once to offer me a model that someone didn't take. It was too expensive for me. I was bumped to a 23, and Bill Brown called me in February with a private offer amount. Due to heavy Sierra snows, which prevented trucks coming from California, we took delivery in mid-March. Bill Brown made the process flawless, and we were out the door in 2 hours. Your videos and live streams helped me get through the 16-month wait. And that was from Jocelyn, one of our members.
All right. So there's a good dealer there in Nevada, Carson City, Nevada. So Capitol Ford. There you go. All right. So there's our good dealer moment. All right. Let's see here. What else? Moving on. Let's get into, we got some information. Let's get into the scheduling notes and updates here. All right. So we're going to talk about scheduling, and this week we're going to talk about scheduling notes. This actually, I thought last week was the going to be the last week for July's allocation numbers, but one more week. So this week is. So this week's what they call cleanup. So we'll go over. There aren't a lot of models that are scheduling. Most of the ones that are scheduling this week are ones that need to finish out their balance out for the model year. So we'll get into those. But before we get into those, let's talk about different terminology here. So order bank, when we talk about that, we're going to talk about here in dealer news as well, is where dealers place all stock and retail orders. And retail order is a customer placed order, whereas a stock order is one that a dealer gets for stock inventory. There you go. And then the priority code is a priority that a dealer is given to orders. So retail orders are going to be actually then it's 03 now to 19 are retail orders, 20 to 80 are stock orders. And the lower the better, of course. So Ford will always look at a retail order first before looking at a stock order. After look at the configurations that they're looking for. scheduling. That is when Ford schedules an order for production date in future months. So like this month, a lot of models are scheduling, and like July's scheduling is usually for September build dates and such like that. And then the production dates, usually, when they do get scheduled, they'll be scheduled to the week or scheduled to the day. So when Ford, and that's the date when Ford plans to build your vehicle or that order. And then allocations. So Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders, and the dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. And a dealer earns those allocations from sales for each model within your region. So we're going to talk about this in a second, because I've had some people that actually talked about, that Ford, is allocation really a thing, or is it just something that Ford says just because, or whatever. But we'll talk about why there's an allocation system versus just an order system here in just a second. And then constraints, those are options that may be in short supply. A lot of times we'll tell you what constraints there are. If they're limited, they're exhausted, that kind of thing. We'll talk about that. Capacity is the planned production rate for a given motor, trim, or option based on how much they get in supplies from from different suppliers, or and how many they can actually put together in a certain time frame. And then job 1 and 2, that's a production run within a model year. They always start with job 1, and then halfway through the year, they might do a job, refresh it, and do a job 2. Sometimes they'll make some changes, and that's where job 2 comes in. Any significant changes to that. And then balance out, that is the end of production. They're balancing out their the factory, finishing out their orders to complete that model year production. So those are the terminologies. So now I want to talk about real quick, because I don't usually do this during this section, but allocation system. I had some people say, I don't know, what are they talking about? I don't think that they're really using allocation system, because if there's an order in there, why wouldn't Ford just give that dealer that order and go ahead and schedule it? Well, here's why. Allocation systems started long before, ordering was still available for customers for years. My dad's custom ordered an F-150 for the last 2 or 3 F-150s for the last 10 years. But a lot of people didn't know you could custom order a vehicle, because at one time, dealers' lots were plentiful, right? You just went to a dealership and said, I want that one. And you bought what was on the dealer lot. And how did those dealerships get that inventory? Allocation. That's how they receive their stock inventory. Custom ordering wasn't popular and become a really big deal until Lightning, Bronco, Maverick was actually released and COVID hit, when Ford said, you know what, we need to cut down on the factory. And because of that, we're going to focus first on those retail orders and then on stock. So you probably won't receive stock orders unless you don't have any retail orders. So Ford make a bit, when the production came down during COVID, we saw inventories on dealer lots came down, because they couldn't provide them, right, the stock inventory. And at that point, this is when, as dealerships, we pretty much said, you know what, I can order you one. It'll probably you probably get it the way you want it and such, and they'll build those before they'll build stock ones. Let's just custom order you one. And that's where that really got popular, was at that point, as well as when new products were launched and people were really had that pent up demand, like the Bronco, like the Lightning, and like the Maverick. So that's where that became a thing. So allocation has been around for a long time, because for a long time, dealerships earned allocations, received inventory for their lot, and you just went and purchased off a lot. So hopefully that makes some sense there, but I wanted to clarify that before going on. So, all right, now let's talk about scheduling information. And I also have information that I received from this last week from what they call wholesale, which means it's stuff that we know of for what's happening for next month. So since this is the last week, we'll go over a couple of those things. Not a huge amount to talk about. We'll cover some of those at the end. So we'll talk about what's scheduling for this week and constraints and such, and then we'll move into what we call as a dealership wholesale overview, which means what's their plan for production for the next month and such, whether it be a startup for 24, whether it be a closeout for 23, which a lot of that's happening right about now. So let's start with Mustang. So 24 Mustang, They are not scheduling this week. They've already scheduled out for the production for I believe it's for September, so that is going to be they're good to go there. Let's see here. So yeah, I'll cover it next month's. Yeah, because they're done for September scheduling. So all right. And then the order banks are open right now. If you want to order a Mustang, you can order those. Dark Horse would be something that might be hard depending on if a dealership has any available allocations coming. 23 model year Escape is not scheduling this week either. The 23 order banks are open maybe for a little while. We'll talk about that dealer news update there in a little bit. Order banks are closing soon on 23, but they're open right now for the gas, but not the plug-in. Plug-in's been closed. Stock ordering is available. So if one of the retail order banks closed, stock will still be available if you want to order a stock or wait for 24 because it's coming up real soon. All right. And sometimes I tell you guys like how many, retail orders are in there. You guys sometimes like that information. But I read through this week a little bit closer, and I probably shouldn't share too much from those reports. I don't think Ford likes us to. Actually, they haven't cared, right? Right now, they're liking us. We've been helping out some people on the Twitter, on X. We've been helping people out on X. And so I know Ford's appreciating, some of the educating of people. So I know they don't mind. So let's go back to Mustang for a second. There's not that many orders in the order bank, only 1,200 orders in the order bank for the Mustang. Did I just say Maverick? I meant Mustang. And on the Escape, there's about 1,300 orders in the order bank on Escape. So not a lot of, and that's retail orders, not stock orders. So, all right. And now Bronco Sport. So Bronco Sport, it is scheduling this week because they are doing cleanup scheduling. Again, they're trying to, because they were scheduling for like 6 weeks this month because they are finishing out what they call balance out for the 23 model year. So they will be finishing up production the week of October 9th. So they're going to be scheduling to finish those dates out this week for the build weeks of 9/4 through 10/9. So for that week. So in the order bank is open up for 24 model year. So if you want to order a 24, you can do that. They did say in here, limited availability for this week's scheduling for all-terrain tire. That's T7R option code, as well as exhausted availability on the Black Diamond package, option 86B, which is available on the Big Ben. So there you go. So, and then how many orders are in the board? Only 480 orders are in the order bank for retail orders for 23 model year. So, yeah. There you go. I won't say much more about that. Edge is scheduling this. Is not scheduling this week. Order banks are open for 24 model year. There's only 448 orders in the order bank. So if you did put a retail order in, probably wouldn't take you long to get scheduled. Next month, you probably get scheduled depending on your dealership and the allocations they have for Edge. 23 Bronco. They are scheduling this week for the week of 9/11. Or it says scheduling week 9/11. Yeah, that'd be for that week. All right. And it does say in here, base, Everglades, manual transmission, Badlands, option wheel are balanced out for this year. They won't schedule for those. Also, Heritage Limited 2-doors are delayed in production and scheduling. So you probably won't get scheduled for those. Still the best configuration. Now they've updated this from last week. Again, like I said, these notes are for this week. You can't always know that this is going to be the same for next week. So the best configuration available for this week to get scheduled is 5-door. Well, it says 5-door. They mean a 4-door. They're considering the hatch, whatever. So 4-door, soft top for Wild Track, Badlands, Outer Banks, and Black Diamond. So they added Outer Banks and Black Diamond to the 4-door cloth top, and they did not mention 2-door this week. So they probably scheduled a bunch of 2-doors last week. They said exhausted availability for this week is a shadow black paint color on the non-Raptors and also the 4-door hoop steps. So I did a video last week. Haven't edited it yet. It should be coming soon about a customer who left that off their order because they didn't want it to hold up their order and put those on. So that is available afterwards. So take that off. Again, this really only applies to dealerships that have an allocation available. And you have an order in there. Also, exhaust availability for the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that is standard on the Big Ben, which is why Big Ben wasn't listed under the best available option, best available configuration. So, also exhaust availability on hardtops in all series. So we're talking 2-door or 4-door, and then also exhaust availability on 2 doors and the Heritage Limited, Heritage, and Raptor isn't a 2-door. Anyway. So, I think, okay, I see what they're saying. These are moved over, so I thought they were different subjects within themselves. So, exhaust availability for hardtop in all series, exhaust availability on 2 doors, exhaust and availability on the Heritage Limited and the Heritage and the Raptor. So, there you go. And the order banks will be opening for, they are closing in 2 days for the 23 model year for 23. At this point, I probably wouldn't order a 23. I just wait for 24 because the order banks for the 24 are going to open up the 16th. So 8/16. Originally, it was 8/14. 8/16. We will have order guides on the 14th. That was in a broadcast. Probably couldn't talk about it, but I did. You'll let it slide, right, Ford? Okay. And speaking of Bronco, there is 13,200 orders in the order bank. So a lot of people entered some orders this last week, it looks like. So there you go. That's what that looks like. All right. Explorer. No scheduling for Explorer this week. Don't forget to remove, to add those options 60X if you have the 360-degree camera on yours, to remove that 360 camera, as well as if you have a ST41A King Ranch Platinum, add that option 86X to remove the reverse brake assist. So they will not get scheduled with those on those right now because of the recall issue they're having. Retail order banks are open unless you're looking at a hybrid. So, and there's 1,498 retail orders in the order bank for the Explorer. All right, Expedition is not scheduling this week. 2024 order banks are open, so you can go ahead and put that order in with your dealers. Could move this around. 23. And there's 693 retail orders in the order bank for Expedition. The Expedition is usually pretty easy to get as well. So, you laughing at me?
I actually have cookies at my desk rack.
Let's have this conversation going on while I'm trying to protect, do business here. All right.
No. So his joke is he tried to bribe his informants on the broadcast to give him information on the broadcast that they're not allowed to talk about. And so he's going to take them cookies to bribe them. Well, you just said something. And so he's like, okay, cookie for Tim.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I actually have cookies at my desk. Would you like one?
You know what? I missed the first 20 minutes. So what I found, what information I gathered wasn't much. So Area 51's going away. I know that. Shelter Green's coming to the Raptor if you want that information. There you go. That's the only things that I picked up. But like I said, I need to rewatch it because I think I missed part of the Bronco new for this year stuff. So it'll end up on Bronco 6G eventually.
Don't worry.
And once it does, let me know, RectorCon, so then I can do a video. All right. 23 Maverick is scheduling this week. Cleanup scheduling. They are scheduling for the weeks of September 4th through October 9th. I can tell you they are scheduling. We got some orders scheduled as well. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. All right. So let's see here. Won't go into that. So I will tell you this, that it does say limit availability for the splash guards. Go figure. As well as the hard trifold tonneau cover. I've been telling you guys for a year to take those off your orders. But if you didn't listen to me yet, your dealer has an allocation. You want to get scheduled one last chance this week for 23 model year. They are balancing it out. Take those off. Hopefully you guys don't have them on there. Anyway, I mean, I shouldn't laugh about it. There's some people out there like, I want it done this way. I want it to come from the factory with them on there. Folks, these are easy to put on. We got great guys that come on later on this live stream here in just a little bit. Niles, it'll tell you just they can any of these dealerships can put them on without any problem. All right, 24 model year order banks are open up if you did not get a 23 model year order in, and we'll talk about private offers in a little bit. There's still 22,000 orders in the order bank. I don't know if that's been refreshed from last week. So there you go. All right, Ranger, 24 Ranger is not scheduling this week. Just a reminder to get ready, prep for next week. Don't forget on those unscheduled orders with the FX4 package, you need to add the running board option to that. If you have the sport appearance package, it needs to get the sport appearance package boards, which is option 18D. If you have the chrome appearance package, you need option 18E for those running boards. Don't forget that. Order banks are open for the Ranger right now, and there's 3,168 orders in the order bank, not counting Raptors. Those are retail orders. Don't forget, not stock orders. All right. Super Duty. Oh, boy. Good news, Super Duty is scheduling this week, so they are trying to balance out. We have some allocations need to be fulfilled to finish out 23 model year production. So I would probably wait until Thursday, Friday. If you don't get scheduled by Thursday, and you had a 23 order, you need to go in and place that 24 order. Private offers are not going to be given on these, so been told that already. All right, now let's go through this. So final 23. They're finishing this out, scheduling for production weeks in Kentucky for the weeks of 8/28 through 9/25. Scheduling production weeks for the Ohio truck plant is 9/18 through 10/23. So Ohio is producing 23s through October, where on the Kentucky, it's through September. So, and the difference is Ohio usually is cabin chassis in some of the bigger trucks. And dualies, I think, whereas Kentucky is usually your upper trim levels, single rear wheel, 250s, that kind of configuration. So, all right, 23 model year balance out scheduling is being done. If the retail order doesn't preview this week, we no longer have the commodities to support, and it will likely have to be placed as a 24 model year order. So, all King Ranch Platinum orders are mass spec'd to include the multi-contoured seat removal, option 91X. That actually happened in June. Limited availability for F600. Exhausted availability, it says, for Limited, Platinum, and King Ranch. So it sounds like they may not be scheduling those three trim levels this week. I'm just a messenger. Limited availability for your 20-inch bright machined aluminum wheel. That's with the Caribou painted pockets. Well, that's a King Ranch wheel. Why did they list that? Okay. And then also the tire TDX is the option code for the LT 275/70R 18E black sidewall all-terrain tire, which is optional on the F250, F350 with this STX appearance package, or sport appearance package for XL and XLT. It says standard on Lariat version. So, all right. And then also the frame that they need for that's optional on the F350 two-wheel drive with the diesel engines and the 168-inch dually. That frame is very limited in how many they're going to schedule, as well as the frame SEK that is optional on the F450s, F550s, F600s with the 7.3 diesel with the 168 9-inch dual rear wheel. And then also the 205-inch wheelbase also is going to be limited, and that's which is optional on the XL, XLT, 450, 550, 600 cab and chassis. Well, chassis cab, I guess, actually. And then the gear ratios, the M275 Dana rear axle, that's optional F350 dually with the 6.8 liter and the 7.3 liter engines are limited, as well as the Dana M315 rear axle that's optional on the F350, F450, F600 dualies with the 6.7 diesel engine. So similar to what it was last week. Also, the four-corner strobe light system is limited. The gooseneck dual hitch kit's limited. The heavy-duty alternator, which is standard on the XL gas, is limited. The transfer case that's standard on the F600 4x4 with the 7.3 gas or 6.7 diesel engines with the 193-inch wheelbase or the 205-inch wheelbase for the chassis cabs. That is also now you can see why there's a struggle with some of these. They're struggling with these parts. And then also the trimmer off-road package, which also requires a 4x4 and the 6.7 diesel or the 7.3 gas. Then it's also limited, as well as the Baja interior, which is optional on XL and Lariat, is also limited availability. So ones that are exhausted availability, some of these are the same as up above. Fifth wheel hitch kit, Star White metallic tri-coat, Lariat Ultimate package is exhausted for this week. The 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel. The two-wheel drive Dana axle that's optional on the 450, 550, 600 with the dually and 4x4 pickup, or the two-wheel drive chassis cab is also exhausted, as well as the frames that is optional on the 550, 600 with the 6.7 and the 7.3, the 140-inch wheelbase dually. That one is exhausted, as well as the one that comes on the F350s with the two-wheel drive with the 7.3 diesel and the 169-inch wheelbase, as well as the F350 two-wheel drive with the 7.3 diesel with the 145-inch dually wheelbase, or even the single rear wheel. So there you go. So, and then balanced out is stone gray and azure gray. Whew. That took up a whole page. Normally there's like 3 vehicles a page. No, 1 page. I'm not telling you what page I'm reading off of, Ford. All right. And then there's 24,000 retail orders in the order bank still for the Super Duty right now. Now, F-150 is not scheduling this week, which is pretty rare. Normally it schedules every week. It is not scheduling this week. There is 3,000 retail orders in the order bank for the F-150. And the only note here is actually something we've covered for a long time. That's the heated steering wheel availability has been returned to the F-150. And so you can remove the removal item from the heated steering wheel off there. There you go. Mach-e, no scheduling this week. So there's 76 orders in order bank, including your brother's. He might actually be buying one in stock instead.
Ooh.
There's a super deal going on.
Would it be like right now?
Like the space white one that we have?
Okay, so tell me, the Fusion that you have, is that the one that you drove to and from Kansas City?
Yes.
Mom was saying it probably only has 10,000 miles on it because it's been sitting. No, that's the one that you guys drove to and from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of miles on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was right.
Well, no, it didn't have a lot of miles. Because it didn't have too many miles on it. I can tell you. It's in the Ford Pass app. It's my Ford Pass app.
There are some changes happening around here.
Yeah, we have maybe. I want to confirm things.
So do I.
First, but there might be some vehicle changes around here.
I'm filling some holes. All right, I'm just going to answer this out loud. And Baker, so if you got moved up in scheduling with the Maverick, that's good news. That usually means that they're ahead in production. And so they need to fill in some holes, or they're moving everyone up. So be glad that you got moved up, because that is good, and it means you're getting it quicker.
No, where's the miles? Not there. You got to click on that, right? 13,000.
Oh, that's not bad. What year is that?
13,000. It's a 19.
Although we have a 19 with only 8,000 miles here.
All right, moving on. Mach-e. You can order Mach-e's California Route 1 for stock. It's restricted to October. But like I said, the order banks, they're not scheduling this week. Transit Connect van is not scheduling either. The van and the wagon, neither one are scheduling this week. Order banks have been closed. They're sunsetting Transit Connect. It's really funny on that. I will tell you something that happened on the broadcast today, though, that I think I can say. It's kind of funny. So there's always Q&A if you want at the end. You know how Ford has been telling us for a while that this is the last year for the Edge. It's being sunsetting. It's going away. So it's very public that it's happening. So somebody asked about, hey, is this the last year for Edge, or is it going to be another year? So they answered in the chat, said that we cannot talk about further enhancements and products, future products and such. And I'm like, you've already said you're canceling it. So I was like, whatever. Oh gosh. Some people. Anyway, there is 4,300 orders in the order bank for Transit Connect. Anyway, Transit, it is scheduling this week for the production week of September 25th. Says a 3.5 V6 engine, the 998 orders needed from dealers with remaining non-BEV commodity allocations. So they have some availability for that. They are also orders needed from dealers with remaining BEV commodity allocation. BEV is battery electric vehicles. So that's your e-transit basically. And then also it says option 61D 360-degree camera and the 61E high resolution camera temporarily available for stock orders. So they've been having issues with that one. They said it was limited availability and such. Now they're saying they have some in stock. Limited availability for the power sliding door. Also limited availability for the heavy duty front axle, which is standard on all-wheel drive. Limited availability for the trail package, which we're going to talk about that package in a second. Also limited availability for heavy duty cargo flooring, the 10-way power driver and passenger ebony leather, the vented wheel arch moldings, and the 3.5 EcoBoost. That's engine 99G. Balanced out completely is the depopulated key fob, power running boards, and the barn doors for the van, all crew van body codes, and the Transit 350 heavy duty dually cutaways, chassis cabs, and cargo vans. And then not available for stock orders is the engine 99G because it is limited and they want to give them to the retail ones. And there's currently 14,000 orders in the order bank for Transit. There. So that covers scheduling for this week. Again, that's all for this week. And so let's talk about a little bit about next. So next week is the start of scheduling for August scheduling. And so here's some notes for next month of what different models are looking, what their production week looks like or their month looks like, and some of the constraints they're going to have for in general for the entire month. For the Mustang, they are going to be scheduling. It's going to be 4 weeks. They're going to be scheduling for. They're going to be scheduling for production weeks in October 2nd through October 20, the week of October 23rd. It says Night Pony package is going to be for retail orders only. The 5.0 GT performance package is for retail orders only. And then Dark Horse has several controlled commodities. It says to check your notes for that for dealers. So Mustang Mach-E is scheduling for, hold on a second. I have some other notes on Mach-E. Get these out. So Mach-E for next month, we'll be scheduling for October build dates, the same 4 weeks as that we just talked about for the Mustang. Week of October 2nd through the week of October 23rd. California Route 1 series is retail orders only and limited availability on select series. So I do have the information on that. So their next month, their commodities and what they're going to have the percentages for scheduling for Mach-E. Select rear-wheel drive is going to be 8% of their capacity. So select all-wheel drive standard range is 5%. Premium rear-wheel drive standard range is 14%. Premium all-wheel drive standard range is 10%. Premium rear-wheel drive extended range 14%, and premium all-wheel drive extended range is 27%. California Route 1, 0%. So they don't plan to schedule any Route 1s. So, yeah. GT Base, 12%, and GT Performance Edition is 10%. So that is the production numbers there for that. So I want to make sure I highlighted those. And then, get my notes. Escape Gas and Hybrid. They are this next month is for balance out for 23. So we are moving to 24 after this month. So they will be scheduling for 6 weeks this next month. So the weeks for production weeks, the week of October 2nd through November 6th. And then regional control on active series is at 27%, ST line at 34%, and the premium technology package 0%. And that is available on the ST line Elite, Platinum, gas, and hybrids. So plug-in is balancing out as well. Same dates for that. No other notes on that one. Bronco is also this next month. So August scheduling is for Bronco balance out for 23 model year. So they're going to be scheduling for 6 weeks, same weeks as Escape, actually, the weeks of October 2nd through November 6th. So they're going to be scheduling into November. Keep that in mind. And so, yeah, so they're going to be, and they said they might be scheduling in September too, is what they said in the broadcast today. Ooh. Anyway, 4-door hardtop remains most impactful feature constraint right now. Stop build is reinstated on the 2-door Heritage Limited Series. So they are not going to be building stop build, so they won't be scheduling any 2-door Heritage or Heritage Limiteds. I'm thinking at this point, if you have a Heritage or Heritage Limited that has not been scheduled for 23, it'll probably have to be put in for 24. And they did say, talking about the broadcast, they did say that they are not going to have private offers going for 23 and 24.
We don't talk
There you go,
about
Ragnicon. Send me a whole 10 of cookies because I think I've earned it. Anyway, because I'm going to be in some hot water with Ford probably. All right. But I'm not populating any graphics. So, all right. Bronco Sport is the startup for 24 scheduling. So 24 model year scheduling will be happening. And they're going to be scheduling for the weeks of October 16th through October 30th. So only a 3-week production run there. So keep that in mind. It does say the freewheeling series is retail orders only for next month. I don't know if that's going to carry through the rest of the year, but this is the note that we have for this next month to start off for scheduling. So Edge is 24 model year, 4-week scheduling. Again, the same dates, basically the periods in October. Explorer, 4 weeks, same dates in October, 10-2 to the week of 10-23. And note on here on Explorer, 360-degree camera removal and credit, option 60X needs to be added. Reverse brake assist credit, 86X removal and credit on ST401A King Ranch Platinum due to a dependency on the 360 camera and various chip constraints also on those. So are they still happening? Sounds like it. All right, moving on. Super Duty, they're going to be scheduling for startup of 24 next month. 4-week dates there for October build dates, just like the others, and that is going to be for the Kentucky truck plant. So keep that in mind. So guess what we forgot to do? Shades. Scheduling. They're scheduling all series at job 1. So unlike last year where King Ranch Platinum and Limiteds weren't scheduling at job 1, they will this year for 24 model year. Chassis cabs are controlled to only 7%. And potential shortage affecting limited ultimate package. So if you have limited ultimate package for 20-year 24 build, that could be limited for next month. We'll be scheduling in August for October dates. Expedition 24 model year will be scheduling for 4 weeks, the weeks in October. Some notes on Platinum. So Platinum orders will require the optional 22-inch wheel right now, and Blue Cruise is optional on Platinum now. It was included. It is not anymore. So there you go. Niles, I know I'm late. I'm trying. Anyway, Ranger 24 model year scheduling, 6-week production run from week of October 2nd through 11/6. Don't forget the Ranger Raptors. You need to take the spare tire lock off. Not happening. And then don't forget about your running boards. Maverick startup for 24 model year starts next month. 3-week production, 50-50 split between hybrid and EcoBoost scheduling. F-150 is scheduling for 23 model year, 7-week scheduling. So they're going to be scheduling almost for balance out. It doesn't say that here, but getting pretty close. Hybrid is on regional control. They're scheduling for the weeks of 9/4 through October 23rd. So 7 weeks they're going to schedule for. That includes Lightning. Lightning is also included in those dates too. So, and speaking of Lightning, let's talk about Lightning capacities of what they're scheduling for. So they're going to be scheduling this month for September and October build dates, as I just said. 0% will be Pro version. We'll talk about that in a second. XLT 311A is 21%. XLT 312A is 30%. So 51% of the scheduling will be for XLT build dates. Lariat 510A is 8%. Lariat 511A is 25%. Platinum 16%. So there you go. All right. And then Transit Connect Van and Wagon, they're going to be scheduling for 4 weeks. Build dates in October. Transit for 4 weeks. Again, same build weeks in October. Power sliding doors are available, it says, for next month. And the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine is in limited availability. When possible, consider removing. So there you go. All right. So that's all that. Yeah, I want to get to Niles because I told him about an hour and I would get to him, but he's got his dog. He's good. I can see he's got his dog.
Do you want cookies?
Those Ragnarcon's cookies.
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to go to questions because I want to keep running through this so we can get Niles on here. So this live stream won't be the same until we get Niles on here. All right. He's in the green room. I can see him. All right. Anyway. Okay. So let's talk about some dealer news updates. All right. So first one is on the Transit Trail. So we did talk about earlier about order banks and such. So the Transit Trail edition will no longer be available to order as of August 14th. So you have till August 14th to order your Transit Trail edition if you want to for 23 model year. Says to note, there's no intention of providing a model year transition offer for those customers who don't get the 23 Transit retail order built. So keep that in mind, and you do have to COVP them. All right. Next one. A lot of these are on order bank closing as well as one opening. This one happens to be on Escape. So the Escape order bank will be closing August 15th. And so keep that in mind at 9 p.m. Central Time. So you have till then to put in your 23 model year Escape. Non-plug-in. Plug-in's been closed already. So, and again, there is no intention to providing a model year transition offer for customers that do not, they don't produce their 23. And I know they said this on Maverick, but this one here, they actually told us what our numbers are going to be prior to orders. And as we've already noted on Bronco, they're going to follow through with that. So yeah, Maverick, they gave us private offers. That was a totally different story. So that I won't get into right now because we don't get my Niles on here. All right. But one order bank that is opening is the 23 F-150 Lightning Pro Series. So last week I told you that they were going to open up the order banks for people that had a reservation and that wasn't fulfilled. Well, evidently they didn't get that many people that took them up on that offer. So now they've opened it up to anyone. You can do an offline or online order right now for a Lightning Pro version. If you're wanting that, they start at $49,995, so $50,000 for a Pro version. They are going to close that. That deadline is August 16th. So you have 1 week or 8 days to order a Lightning Pro if you want to. Quantities are limited, and they might close them early if they get too many orders. So it is going to be based on demand. So once they hit that demand, they're going to shut it off. So there you go. Now's your opportunity. Or you can just order an XLT for only $4,000 more. All right. That's what I would do. It just looks so much better as well. And not non-vinyl seats. Yeah. Anyway, I won't go there. All right. You know what? I'm not going to talk too much about the private offer for the Maverick. It's in here. They released information yesterday on that. I have a video that went over this extensively. We'll talk about more of it and maybe in Q&A after we talk to Niles. But those amounts are out, and so we can cover those later. But they did release those numbers. And something to keep in mind, just to note real quick before we move on from this, that your 23, your offer is based on what your 23 configuration is. Nothing to do with your 24. You can order whatever you want, 24 model year. That doesn't matter. Your private offer is based on your 23 model year order that is in the order bank unscheduled. If you got scheduled and you're like hoping, hey, I didn't get scheduled yet, but you might have gotten a mystery scheduling yesterday or today, that's your order. You're not getting a private offer. That 24 order should be canceled by your dealer. So we will have some that have to cancel. But yes, so there you go. And that 24 order number and customer name has to match the 23 model year order. Anyway, we'll get into more of that if you guys have questions with that. And anyway, yeah, I'll leave this because we might get into that here in just a little bit. And then I don't know if you guys heard, but Jim Farley has hit the road in his F-150 Lightning. He is going across
Kansas.
the Western country. I had to read that again. I'm like, Jim Farley set off for a week-long road trip across the American West. I didn't hit that West. I was like, oh, come by Salina. He's not coming this far. He's stopping at Las Vegas. But anyway, but no, he's going to hit. I mean, it's pretty cool. He's going to start at Silicon Valley. He's going to hit South LA. He's going to go down Route 66 before hanging a left to Vegas. So he says along the way, they're going to hit charging stations, of course, just like a million of other EV drivers. So he'll get an opportunity. So I think this is good. It's, what I like about this is that he's out there using the vehicles that you guys are using and having to deal with the same issues and questions you guys might have as well. So that way he can learn from the experience and see how it really is. I got a feeling though, he may have a secret adapter for Tesla chargers. I'll bet you anything that he got one of those early adapters that can go on the Lightning plug-in for him so he can use Tesla adapters.
I'm going to wait. I have a feeling I want to hop on whatever it is on Reddit or something where Tesla owners post pictures at stops or whatnot and see if I can catch snippets of Jim Farley.
Yeah. Anyway. But no, it's good. I'm glad that he's out. I mean, how many other car makers out there are the CEO of the manufacturer is going out and driving these vehicles that people, are complaining about range and different things like that.
Mike Levine going out in his Bronco and his Ranger.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably don't see the others because I don't follow them because I'm a Ford guy. But anyway. All right. Get into recalls. All right. There's a couple recalls and really there's no new recalls. These are updates to recalls. So this first one is a customer satisfaction program 23 Bravo 48 for the Transit Connect vehicles for the Sync 3 configuration. So 478 vehicles are affected by this. And this is a kind of they call it a customer satisfaction program, which means that this is available to do anytime in the next year. It will go into effect through August 25th of 24. No mileage limit. And basically any affected vehicles, the Ford Pass app may not function for your Transit Connect. So the dealership can take care of that by putting it on their Ford diagnosis and repair system, FDRS, to enable the connectivity. So it shouldn't take too long, and they can even do mobile repairs on this. So get a hold of your dealers. Letters are going to go out the week of August 21st to let owners know. So this is an advance notice that dealers get. So letting you guys know that. All right, and the next one is Safety Recall 22 S and Sam 71. This is a supplement update for the 2021 to 2022 F-150s with the windshield wiper motor replacement. So this recall actually came out. It's been out for a little while. It doesn't have a date here on that one, but it's been out for a little while. This is an update. So reason for this update is that they updated the affected vehicles. So they added a bigger date range here to the beginning date that they've been able to find that more vehicles were affected. So anybody in Dearborn for 21-22 from July 21st of 2020 through November 22nd of 21, or September 14th of 21 through August 16th of 22 for the 22 model year. In Kansas City, they updated the 2021 F-150s built in Kansas City to be from August 19th of 2020 through December 20th of 2022. Didn't update the 22 for there. or the electric vehicles either. So now it's 481,539 vehicles that are affected by this recall. And this is where the wiper motor may stop moving or not function, which you can see why that's important because you need to be able to see in the rain, right? So anyway, so now this has been updated as well as what the service departments need to do. And now they've also owner letters are going to go out stating that the parts are now available. Those letters will go out June. It says, starting June 19th. They already went out. Anyway, you probably already got a letter. Anyway, if you are affected by this, now parts are available. And so there you go. They updated that for that recall. All right. Another one is recall 23 S and Sam 23. This is another supplement, an update to this. This is on 2020 to 2023 Explorers and Aviators, as well as 2020 to 2022 Corsairs. This is the rear camera, the 360-degree camera with the blue or black screen. So it's not ready yet. So in this is basically an interim repair that is now available. For those of you that are getting the black screen, some people may not even realize they have this, their vehicle's affected by this yet because it hasn't happened. But for those that has, there is an interim repair so you can actually see the camera. So that is now, the instructions are available for the technicians to be able to do that. There's 421,510 vehicles affected by this recall. And so if you get that blue or black screen, then you can go in. So if you're getting that done, you can go into the dealerships. They know what to do. There's a software update they can do to help that. It's an interim repair. It's not a complete fix yet, which is why they're still taking off the new vehicles because they don't know how to fix it completely yet. But there's a software update that should help those vehicles. There you go. That's it. Oh, sorry. Can't do that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I do have something funny for Niles. I'm about ready for you there, Niles. All right. But before then, this is a funny. So we talked about this recall not that long ago. Recall 23C20 for the Expedition. So we have a 2022 Expedition, right? And so I received the letter in the mail, right? And for the recall, right? And I received the fix. That's the fix. That's the fix. I got a little thing to put in my owner's manual, which I don't read. In fact, I don't even think we have owner's manual anymore. Is there even a paper owner's manual?
In yours, yes.
Okay, maybe there is. No, wait a minute. I got Sync 4. Sync 4 has the digital owner's manual. So did you include, I need to do a software update too to include this into my digital owner's manual? So this is what I'm talking about. This is considered a recall that people are making a big deal about. I think I can figure out how to work a stinking headrest restraint. But this is a stop build right now on the Expedition. That's wrong. Give us our vehicles for that.
Software update happens automatically. So go check.
Well, no, the ones we talked about earlier that need a software update for the others, that's not just a sync thing for the ones.
No, she means for that one that you just held up.
Oh, for that one. Yeah, it probably did update on
Vols, I'm going green next. According to my son, my hair will be green when I color it again.
Okay, I'm ready for Niles. We're gonna do an Is It True? We're gonna bring Niles in here. Oh, time for headphones. Otherwise, I won't be able to hear Niles. We'll figure out a bit. We got to figure this out for other people, though. All right.
You need to get with what's his name?
Huh? There you go.
Alternation. Find out how they do it.
Yes. All right. I'll ask him. Okay. You ready, Niles?
Yeah, I'm ready. You guys are.
All right. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay. Can I start doing the live stream from home so I can hold my dog? Or can I bring my dog here?
No. Sorry.
Sorry. Let me make sure my microphone's working.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Niles, thank you for joining us. For those that don't know, Niles is in charge of our aftermarket there here at McArthur. Not in charge, but one of three guys in our aftermarket department. But he's pretty much taken on Maverick really.
Yeah.
All the Maverick orders. You guys know we got a few Mavericks that are on order and coming in, right?
Only a few.
Just a few. And you've been busy lately. All right. We talked about some
Yeah.
members, but so this week's Is It True? Niles, I didn't know if you knew this or not. Just something that we found out during the Midwest Maverick meetup, right? So check this out. See if I can get this come up here. See if we can. There you go.
Yeah.
So the
Wow,
bed
look at
cover. So the hard roll-up bed cover. Sarah had one on her 22 Maverick that had the Ford emblem on the back when you rolled it up. My F-150 has it now, but I guess this is one we just received recently, right? And put on for Danny Newton.
Yeah.
Actually, look back there. You can see Niles in the background.
Yeah. Hey, look, there I am.
There you are. So yeah, this is one. So I don't even know you probably didn't realize either that they are just because you don't really install the bed covers. You have techs that you schedule things out and everything, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise you'd be crazy. But so I guess these are coming in, and I don't know. Do you know? I mean, is this something that the aftermarket ones don't get it, but the ones at the factory do, or?
Well, previously on all of the bed covers that I've seen and sold, I've seen Ford logo. I think this is a rather new thing. I know that the underwriter for this particular company is Back Industries, BAK. And so I don't know if they're having trouble keeping up with the demand. I know that on we had another customer that was getting the folding version, but not the Ford brand, the Back brand, and we had trouble getting it in time. So I'm wondering if they're just seeing the demand of these covers on how many Mavericks they're producing and seeing that, hey, we don't have time to stamp these, we got to go.
Yeah, I wondered. Of course, we're asking everybody to do theirs, take those off because we know the constraint. The number is like really, really low, and we've seen so many orders be overlooked because of the hardcover on their orders. So ours aren't coming in with them because, again, the ones that are getting scheduled don't have these on there. So I'm just curious, and I mean, Ford hasn't mentioned anything to us on anything that, hey, if you get the hardcover from the factory, it's going to have it. If you don't, to try to entice people to do it. I wouldn't necessarily say so, but I'd love people's feedback. So you guys email me, let us know. So we'd love to know the input. So if you have a factory one that shows up, let us know.
Well, and others are saying that the ones with Ford are defective, but I never had a problem with mine.
Well,
now,
go ahead, Tim.
I will say that one looks different than what I have on my F-150. So my F-150, where those black pieces are, is felt. Those are a hard plastic. I like those.
The glue melts.
I think that's the difference. Yeah, the adhesive, and I've had 2 warranty claims on this particular issue. If they're changing to the plastic insert instead of the felt that they roll up, that's most definitely the change. That's the reason you're not having to stamp anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I guess this is something to keep our eye on. All right. Yeah. So here, Niles, is you're of course here at the Midwest Maverick meetup.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of want to go into what's on my mind, but let's throw this up. So this week we thought we'd kind of go through, and you don't know this, but I have a bunch of images of people, different accessories. I mean, we saw a lot of things there. You saw a lot too. Yeah. Some of these you put on a lot of these Mavericks, so you probably know what was included. But let's just roll through some of the pictures that we have, and you can see it, right? You can see this.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the biggest mods is people are filling in the letters, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like about everybody is doing this, and a lot of people are getting these and not having the dealership necessarily do them. They're doing them themselves. They're just getting them through Etsy or wherever, right?
Yeah.
But they're available on Ford Accessories website too if they wanted.
Yeah, there's different qualities to that. Some of them are like an inlay sticker. Some of them are a little bit of a harder plastic. But I think either way, it's a fun mod. It's easy to do. The biggest thing that I've heard our techs say is that you have to get the prep work right. So prep the surface before you stick it.
Yeah. So I actually have some. Where are they? Right here. One of our members gave me some carbon fiber letters. So
that's what's on
We
screen
might
right
be-
now too. That's cool.
yeah, that's what's on there. Might be using these soon.
Well,
Check
and
back-
one of the other
Check back
things
for
that
future
I see,
future information on that. Go ahead.
one of the other things I see on there is the roll and lock bed cover with the T-slot rails. That's a very sought after cover.
Yes, he said this is Alan from Oregon,
Yes.
one of our members, and he actually said this was the cheapest retracts he found.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he said he searched and found that this is the cheapest one, and he really likes it. So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I wasn't going to put that part out, but yes, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And this customer also had the carbon fiber on the doors. He had door sill plates, and he had a lot of different mods on the inside. So some different floor liners I hadn't seen either. They kind of go up on the sides too. But anyway, yeah, he had a lot of different cool stuff that he found. He had the bullet point dash mount. I was like, I didn't know they made it for the Maverick, which is what I have on the Bronco. And so anyway, all right.
I kind of want to see if I can put that in my C-Max.
Let's see if they make them. Anyway, all right. This is here. This is actually something you can put on your order, which I say you don't do. Please don't, guys. Please just leave it off. It's a very low, because you can get this through Ford Accessories and install it yourself, right?
Very easily.
Yep. And that's pretty cool. So you can get that, and it slides in the rail. So you wouldn't need the bed rail system for this. So if you do order it from the factory, like I said, don't do it. You have to order the bed rails to do that. So, but and it goes over the wheel wells, which is really cool. You can't see it in this image, but it goes around the wheel wells, so it can slide all the way forward or back. You can divide it 100%. That's pretty cool too. So,
yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so Dennis, he got some mods done with you, and what I want to show a couple things that he did. He's from Sacramento. One of them is that bed cover. So you don't always necessarily use Ford bed accessories, and if somebody finds one that they like, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, yeah. So there's a lot of different. What's nice about my particular position is that I'm in the like accessory and aftermarket department. So a lot of times people really prefer Ford OEM parts, but I have the ability to source anywhere or anything. So the parts department stays pretty in line, pretty straight laced. I get to be pretty Western with what we do here in our department.
Yeah, and that's what he did here. This wasn't a Ford one that he put on.
Yeah.
And you were able to get it for him, and that's the one he liked. And you looked it up and said, "Hey, that is a pretty good one." And sometimes you have worked with some other non-Ford ones, and you can enlighten customers. And hey, we have had put some of those on, but maybe we've had issues. So it's always good to find that information out too. But he also got letters on the back, as you can see. But he also got the spoiler on the back.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah.
So, and that's the matte black, but that can be painted, right?
Yep. Yeah. That's available to send off to your local body shop or our body shop, and we can do that too.
Yep. Which we're going to show you a little bit later. All right. And then the graphics. So I think what you guys worked together to come up with this graphics for his Maverick, right?
Yeah. He was able to like, the beautiful thing is if you can get my email address at any time. And if you have a product you have a question about, you're wanting to talk shop about, shoot me a link and I can look into it and see exactly what it's going to take. So this graphic, for instance, was one that he found, and we were able to get it on for him. So
I was going to say, I think that's a graphic off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's your truck. So if you want me to put those parts on, if you want me to order that particular part, I can source it for you, and we can make that happen.
Yeah, and we have, people that I know. Blake does this really well because he's done it for years. That he's really good about putting graphics on. So we could do that stuff in house. But all right. This actually is Wes from. He works in our body shop, and he's done a couple things. And one of them I want to highlight is that grill. So that grill can come off and be painted if you want, because it's smooth, right? So they can be painted. So he had this is an XLT, I believe. And I think he had that painted white. And of course he works in the body shop. So it was a little easy for him. But yes, and you'll see something else that he also painted right there. The engine cover is normally black, and the Mavericks don't come with it. And if you watch the video, he says you don't. That is not something that not having engine cover is going to change the performance of that vehicle whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it looks nice. It's all about looks, really. You
Yeah.
pop that that hood open, you have an engine cover, and this is actually one off of an Escape.
But I know if you go back and watch the Carlisle interview, Kim has actually been in search of one of those, and it's taken forever for her to find one. And she actually thought she was getting one, and it was an unopened one, and it turned out to be the wrong one. So those are hard to find. They're highly sought after, and they don't make them anymore.
Yep. But this isn't going to change the performance of your vehicle. So it's not that your vehicle has to have it. So let's see what else I got. Oh, here you go. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
So you want to tell us what so that is our, we're going to be doing a video on this, but it's already out. We already, we had it at the event for people that were there. I was going to do a video on it, but we didn't have it 100% completed. And I actually was going to give some more pictures that Jeff had, but forgot to. But you might let us know what all would we do to this?
Well, obviously
him on
the
the spot.
first, yeah,
because he wasn't. You weren't actually in charge of the build, because I know Blake does a lot of the builds and puts together the builds, and you handle a lot of the other accessories. But you've seen it a little bit this week, so maybe a couple things.
Yeah.
I'll add to it if I remember some things.
Yeah, make sure that I don't slip. Make sure that you catch everything on this. But
You can do it.
fortunately for me, I got to do a little bit of the paperwork on this, and so I'll start with the IBOC lowering kit. I'm sure that I'm botching that name at some degree, but we lowered it. If you originally, when you take it off the lift, the springs aren't going to give you the ride height that you actually sit at. It's gonna settle. If you take an uncompressed spring and then you apply a Maverick weight to it, over time it will come down to the weight or the height rather that it actually will sit at. So we did take a tape measure to a stock Maverick next to this one. It does go to 2.5 inches lower on the rear and about 1 3/4 inches on the front. We did go with obviously a bigger wheel and a smaller profile tire. That's
a 20-inch wheel.
Yeah, 20-inch wheel and a Maverick. So you do have a little bit more room that you could go down if you needed to lower the Maverick anymore. Or sorry, there's a dinosaur in the background. You could go lower if you needed to, but I also like to remind people though that you're going to want a little bit of extra suspension travel for when you have passengers and a load on the bed. I know that these aren't necessarily tow vehicles, but you do want some movement. That being said,
1,500 pounds payload in it. So just saying.
Yeah, don't discount that. 1,500 pounds is a lot.
Yeah.
So we did that, and in order to aid in some of its performance, we grabbed the Cobb, COBB tune, gave it a little bit more horsepower, added a little more throttle response, took out some of the lag in the turbo. So your on-ramp experience, your cornering experience might be a little bit different. So
I heard you guys tested it. We had to make sure.
Yeah,
it's okay. We've got to have a little testing for this.
This is called research and development. All right.
Right.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
But so we did that. Window tint, obviously, bed liner and bed cover, and those are some of the more like readily available accessories that we do quickly.
Yes.
As mentioned earlier, the front grille and the cab spoiler are painted to match, but the cab spoiler's from Ford Accessories. So that, and then all to top it off with the graphics.
Yep. And I will tell you, I was actually involved in some of the creation of the graphics. Not 100%. There was a group of us in our internet. Aftermarket was actually in the middle of that. So if you guys don't like the graphics, it's not on Aftermarket, because it was something our internet team, about 3 of us, that came up with. And we can tell you that the concept of what we were going after here, and a lot of people don't realize this, but the Maverick looks like it's completely like level across from front to back in a way of size. But if you actually look closely and look at it, the molding in the back right by the door, see how it kicks up? they kick that up so they give it that creation that it's level across there. Technically, there's more room in the back of the bed, but that molding goes up to give you that look, so you kind of have that level look. So that's what we were going for on the graphic, is to kind of create that same little go and then slant up on the rear door right there. And also we were trying to bring in some of the retro like Maverick of the past to the present, so we tried to blend some commonality there. So we never know when we create graphics if they're going to be a hit or they're going to be a flop, but we can always recreate graphics. So if anybody likes this package, but they don't like the graphics or they don't like that wheel, they're customizable. Like just like we did with Dennis's Maverick, it's your Maverick. We can customize it. We can, if you do want to do this package, we want an all black wheel. You don't have to. So what we like, although we do like about this wheel, and some people noted at the meetup, is that you have a little bit of the kind of the chrome coming through to match up with your badging. So the front grille, the Ford emblem is chrome. The back, the all-wheel drive in the back tailgate brings in some chrome, as well as the fender vent. So there's enough chrome on the vehicle. We thought, the machine look with the black wheel, the black accents inside the pockets came through that way. And then there's also graphics on the hood. They're not seen in this picture. It's just on the driver's side. And again, we're kind of going through some of the older versions of vehicles. They do graphics on just one side instead of both. And that's why we went with that. So anyway, again, and then filled in the tailgate letters with black as well. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, and then door sill plates. Don't forget that. And we did that too, which is cool. So yeah, anyway, so that's our build, but we'll be doing an official video, marketing video that we'll put on there that we can market it. And again, so some people probably asking already, how much is it? Right? Probably
I
asking.
haven't asked how much.
Well, okay, so this package is $10,000, so $9,995, and we're adding that to the MSRP price. So no other than the package price, no other markup. So it's EcoBoost all-wheel drive. This can be put on a front-wheel drive though, but only EcoBoost, cannot be added to a hybrid at this point because the company that we're using. Again, all this is covered under warranty, right?
Yep.
So
3 year 36 with long McArthur performance warranty.
Yep. So there are a lot of people that can do a lot of things, and like some people are like, hey, you can do this and this and this a lot cheaper than that. Maybe you got install, you got a one stop. We put this together in less than a week. You guys put it together. I didn't. They put it together in less than a week. This entire package was put together in a week. So if your Maverick came in and you wanted something done, you want it done now, you want to take delivery with it already done, and I have to keep taking it to a shop to have this done. Oh, needs to go to body shop to have the grill done and the spoiler done. Oh, now it needs to go to the body shop to have the wheels done and lowering kit done. Now it needs to go over to graphics. If you just want it done and be done with it, then there you go. We take care of the install, and we include warranty on all of our stuff. We never, Long McArthur never puts a package together that we're not going to back 100% with a warranty. So, which is pretty cool. So,
how much was the vehicle without the package?
30, right around 30, 31, I think.
Yeah.
So I think right now it's on our website right now, right at 41. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily price the vehicles. They just give me the canvas and I make the painting, baby.
I will tell you there's not a lot of markup on that. So anyway, but there you go. That's that package. But there.
Vol says if corporate is watching, if Ford corporate is watching, this is a prototype for a future Heritage Edition.
Yeah, maybe.
This vehicle is for sale.
Yeah, that vehicle is for sale now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do a video on it first before you take the delivery. Yeah. But yes, I probably need to get that done tomorrow.
Kavion, I saw that you have one on order, but you could always take delivery of one right now.
So there you go. And Cyber Orange isn't available in 24. Just saying.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's just something to show. I mean, we like to do custom builds here, right? And now you're in a department that we do a lot of custom builds. Let me see if I can do.
It needs a giant stop sign that swings out. That's called the door.
Oh. Sorry, my camera's.
Just slap a sticker on it.
Moved around here, sorry.
I do have some questions for Niles.
What is this?
Let's do that. I mean, I can show. I'll pull this up while you're asking some questions out of him. So.
All right, Niles, have you body color painted the lower front and rear bumper and side rail areas on the Maverick?
I have not had a customer that is willing to let me do that yet.
All right.
Well, and you got to be careful on painting, on what you're
Yeah.
painting, right? That's one thing I
Yeah.
found out because I wanted the grill on my Bronco painted Area 51, and our body shop said you don't want to paint that; it'll flake off because it's textured. You kind of want to smooth, and so depending on the fender, the bumpers and such, they could they may not go on well. So that's another thing to note there.
All right. Are the lights easily adjustable when you change the slant on the Maverick concept?
We didn't change like the overall, so we lowered the front and back. But
So
overall, you still have rake, meaning the back is still higher than the front, and so you won't have any issues with the headlights. If anything, it's gonna have them cast just a smidge shorter. I don't know about the adjustment on those. I would have to look into that if I'm being honest.
All right.
Yep. So why are you going through these questions? So this on the website, this is we do have a performance page that, yes, I actually take care of. So these are all the different builds that we do through McArthur Performance. So now we're certified dealers. I actually need to take off Salina. We're not really doing Salina, but Roush, of course, SCA, Rocky Ridge, Black Widow, and now RTR. So we need to add RTR here, but these other ones up here are our builds that Blake and the team here at McArthur comes up with and puts together and can put on pretty quickly. We just got a lot of lightning bolts that we're working on right now, right? Aren't we? So
yep.
All right. So the question on there. 1 second. I took it off of my start. So, what's your opinion about strut tower braces?
So, as a performance modification, I think they're great. They're going to tighten up the suspension and cancel out what we call body roll. I'm sure you're familiar with it. So when you take the corner, you're going to have the whole cab roll the other way. With the strut tower brace, it helps eliminate that. And so you're going to notice a very rigid, like rail ride. You're on a roller coaster, and so that's great if you want a performance vehicle. But if you want like a Sunday cruiser, you're going to, I won't say hurt your ride quality, but you'll notice more of the features on the road. Features could also be bumps. So
I will say I noticed a little bit when I get a chance to drive our, I guess we're calling it a sport truck version of the. I did get a chance to drive it to the event and to our Friday evening get together with our members, and I noticed the bumps more. Definitely.
Smidge. I mean, it's not dramatic,
no.
But you can also take your corners 5-10 miles an hour
yes.
faster.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
yeah.
mean,
yeah. So it'll handle better. Definitely. There's just like with if you put a race Mustang out there, they stiffen up those because for cornering and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Can that light and outlet that's on the left of the bed be put on aftermarket, the one in the Maverick?
Okay, so do you know what one she's talking about?
Help me here before I start talking.
There's an outlet and light on the Maverick that comes in the side bed of that. So if you don't have it, can it be installed? So I mean, maybe could, but I don't know.
An OEM version of it, probably not, because you have to go back. You'll have to run a wire from the bed of the truck to the body control module. Because if I remember right, those lights come on when the door is open, right?
I think there's a button in the back.
Okay.
So I don't know if the car has to be on. I think the car has to be on for the outlet and the light to be. I don't know about the light. The light probably not, but
I want to say you can. If not OEM, I know you can do it aftermarket.
I might be testing that theory.
Yeah.
I have a Maverick. I have this Maverick I have my eyes on, so might be doing some testing on that. Anyway.
So Kavion says, tell us about the trailer camera. They're talking about the trailer camera that you got on your truck, I believe.
Yes. So one of the things I had to get out of my Maverick. I previously had a Maverick. It was a Lariat Lux in Cactus Gray. Did a lift kit and some other modifications to it, and really enjoyed the platform. But moving out here to the country, I needed a little more ground clearance and more versatility and towing power. One of the things that I enjoy about my trailer tow package on my F-150 is I have a camera that is it's on the latch for my tailgate, and it faces the trailer, and I have the big 12-inch touchscreen in my truck. And so when I can press my camera button and it'll show my trailer and my cargo the whole time I'm driving. So obviously I'm not watching that while I'm driving, but I can see if my cargo has jostled loose at any time. And that's invaluable to me.
Yeah, that's what we like about our truck. We have the trailer tow package and we have the 360, so we
yeah.
can check on our stroller in the back or something.
Yeah,
I did that today.
it-
Took a bunch of limbs to the old salvage yard, and
yeah.
I want to make sure none of them are flying out of there, so I kept checking it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so it's some of those towing features have really made. I'm not going to say that towing's intimidating, but sometimes when you're going into these unknown areas for the first time, and you have to start backing up and doing these other things, some of those speakers are, or not speakers, sorry, those cameras are unforgettable.
Mm-hmm. So Roy Robbins says, why are the Ford fender flares so expensive? $665 for thin plastic. They aren't really thin. Like, I've held some in my hands because I have a set to sell, and they aren't thin. They are thicker. They're going on and they're protecting your body from rocks. That's what they're made for, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, I think the ones for the Bronco are just as expensive. I mean, but
Very
I think they're the low. They're probably not are they talking about the low profile ones, like the ones that I like, or are they talking about the bolt-on ones?
Well, the bolt ones, it's just a bolt pattern. They still get put on with the whatever substance that they put in there to keep it on. But those are about $4.99 from what I believe.
Yeah. Well, so fender flares in general, they're not necessarily like a hard impact zone. They're trying to keep a lot of the road debris from kicking off your tires onto your paint if you have a wider offset tire or a wheel. Yeah, I agree that there's some improvement to be made with those fender flares. I think though that they are they're contracted out by a subrider. So Ford's putting their logo on somebody else's product essentially, and that's kind of up to their mercy. So I know a reputable company that would be similar for comparison would be a company called Bushwhacker. They make a phenomenal product, and I would argue to say, aren't that much thicker, and they're still just as proud as far as price goes. So
yeah. But on a Maverick, when you're looking at those fender flares, your tires aren't offset, and so they're still within, so they aren't necessarily needed.
Not a necessity. I think they look sporty. I think they look like they make the vehicle look fit. And if you did get, from the factory, I think you can fit a little bit taller wheel and tire without having to do any lift. So you could get a more beefy, I hate to say off-road tire, but a more aggressive tread tire for sure, and it would work.
Yeah.
So some people might ask, do you know what's the biggest tire size that they can add to Maverick without rubbing?
I have that in a document saved on my computer. I don't have that off the top of my head.
Well, what do you have on your wife's Bronco Sport?
She is in a 245/60 R18.
What's that relate to in size? 31? Do you know?
32 and some change, almost a 33. So yeah, my wife does drive a Bronco Sport LMX4. That's right.
Well, like right now we can get RTR. We're putting together an RTR Bronco Sport. So those wheels, we actually mentioned in our video at RTR that you can get the RTR wheels will fit on a Bronco, or I mean a Maverick, as well as a Bronco Sport. But if it fits on a Bronco Sport, it can go on a Maverick. So
Yep.
I know he mentioned they have wheels and tires available right now for the Maverick, as well as lift kits from RTR. So I don't know how they're different from what we do, but anyway.
MD Buck, if you're talking about Maverick, that inside light on the Maverick opening when the tailgate is open, you have to push a button.
I think there's a light, the bed light with the outlet. So if you have
Mhm.
the outlet with the bed light,
It won't automatically turn
that's-
on. You have to
well,
push a button.
Actually,
Nope,
it-
I had one
oh,
with the light, and you had to push a button for it to turn
I
on.
know there's a button beside it. So now
Yeah.
the back of the cab light would turn on.
Yeah,
with your
that one should
lights.
turn on.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
All right. Which is the best roof rack rail or for a Maverick? Are there many aftermarket options?
The one customer that I did for a Maverick roof rack rail, we ended up going with a aftermarket company that did suction cups. He didn't
Mhm.
want anything permanent. He wanted to be able to remove it after the trip. And
Okay.
so that's so far my only experience with roof racks on a Maverick.
Well, what about if you have the rails already and you just want to put the bars across? Because like there's the Yakima rails that you can put on
The Maverick.
the Maverick.
the bed, yeah. I think a lot of them, instead of putting rails on the Maverick themselves, like a sport track, Explorer
Yeah.
sport track, is they're putting them on the truck so they can put a tent on there.
Mhm.
I know that PA Outdoorsman has that. He
Yes.
just did a video on a tent that he put on. So I think that's what they're doing. You did that on for somebody, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. There was a customer that wanted to go camping. She needed a bed cover. She needed a bike rack and a kayak rack, all at the same time, which we did. I was able to do it. I found because it was right after we got back from SEMA, and I was able to find the parts, get everything connected together, and talk to all the companies. So, but the thing was, is that was a bed rack, that wasn't a roof rack, and I think the question's on a roof rack. So, yeah, that's gonna be tough. I haven't done many roof racks for Maverick. I'll be honest, but yeah, Yakima would be where I would start first. They're a pretty good, pretty reputable company.
So a lot of times you're looking when customers, ask you, can you do this, is when you look into it. So if they haven't asked you, you're busy enough that it's hard for you to kind of just, hey, in my spare time, I'm going to look at this model, because you're trying to do stuff for customers for all Ford vehicles, F-150s and Rangers and everything. So you don't always get a chance to, unless somebody, like you said, says, hey, I got this thought, I want to try to do this. Can you do it? And then
yeah, there's a lot of times from the stream, there's been a lot of questions that I went and found out, but I never got to follow up on. Like the Maverick that we built for the Maverick meetup, that's the first time I've lowered a Maverick, but the lowering kit has been out for a long time. So I'm at the mercy, unfortunately, because I don't necessarily, I don't get to join you and Blake sometimes in those build meetings. So I have to be with a customer, and I get to, as fun as it is, saying, hey, who wants to lower it? Who wants to lift it? Not everyone has that in mind for their Maverick. And so it's a very rare occurrence for me as an aftermarket specialist, where I get the one person who's like, send it to the moon, let's do it, So
yeah, because especially on Maverick, I mean, some of the other builds, we get and that's how we've actually started. I mean, a lot of the new builds we did this year on the F-150 were ones where we, Ford was like, hey, we need some tremor orders, or we need some EcoBoost orders, right? That's how we came up with our EcoBeast package, was that we had scheduled all of our retail customers their F-150s, but yet we were getting allocations because of how many we sell. And so they're like, hey, if you have EcoBoost orders, we'll take them. So we're like, hey, let's come up with this. So sometimes we branch off of that, but on the Maverick, we don't have that opportunity unless the customer wants us to do it to their personal vehicle. We fortunately, recently, that Maverick became available because the customer turned it down when it came in, and I was like, hey, before we sell it to a customer, let's do a build, because we haven't had an opportunity to do that, because nobody has approached us about it yet. So it was our opportunity. So
yeah.
So if it sells fast, we might, I mean, like I said, we can't get stock ones, but eventually we hope towards the end of this year, maybe next year, we'll start being able to get, EcoBoost in and start putting these packages on like we do Lightning Bolts and the EcoBeasts and the LMP 705s and such like that. So hopefully it's just a matter of time. Within a year, we'll be able to start putting some cool Maverick built together for stock vehicles. So we'll have to see.
Now we did try it out. We took some fender flares, or well, we didn't take them, but we looked at the Maverick with splash guards or mud flaps, and we tried to see if fender flares would fit, and we found that they wouldn't. But the WB said that he put fender flares with mud flaps on his vehicle. The way he did it was he put on the fender flares first and then the mud flaps.
I know that on some of those, I know on Bronco was the same way, that if you added a fender flare, I think it was Bronco Sport, where they have a fender flare kit, you couldn't get that incompatible with the splash guards or the mud flaps from the factory. But like I told them, like, you can maybe add it later. But again, that's just trying it out, see if it'll work. But Ford probably doesn't say it'll fit because they don't want to have to warranty something if it's not like 100%, right? And that's another thing you have to deal with. Is warranty claims, right? And making sure, something might fit, but Ford's not going to warranty it if you try that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of what. So the Ford accessory side of things is cookie cutter, copy paste, ready to go. Everything else, I have to do a little bit of homework. I got to call some people, and talk to our service department as far as like, how bulletproof is this? Can we stand behind it? And if we can't stand behind it, I have to, in the live stream, I have to answer, no, we can't do that. So there's stuff that can be done to the Maverick, but there's stuff I won't do to the Maverick.
Yep. Yeah. I know there's some people that have done it. They've done all these things. It's like, but that's not covered under warranty. They can go ahead and do it to their own vehicle, but it's
like ForScan.
Yeah.
Using a ForScan device to get some of those features that you aren't supposed to have, that can void your warranty.
Well, do you want to? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put him on the spot or anything. Do you want to talk about why we use Roush superchargers instead of Whipple?
Well, so early on in my career here, I know what you're referring to. So early in my career, I had a customer that wanted to buy a Whipple supercharger versus a Roush performance supercharger. The difference between these two superchargers was 45 horsepower. During the install, let me back up. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. During the sale of it, I told the customer, hey, if you buy Roush, I can offer you a 100,000-mile warranty. If you get Whipple, you get 45 more horsepower, but I need you to sign a waiver voiding every last warranty. The waiver stating it's not my liability. It voids everything. So if you break something, I'm really sorry, but I don't need a phone call telling me about it, So he went with the Whipple, had him sign all the paperwork saying that he understood the liability and he understood the risk he was taking. We installed the supercharger, did the tune.
Sorry, you can hear a janitor coming. It's like on the live stream when we don't have headphones on, we can't hear whether or not you guys can hear the janitor, but evidently you guys can. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
That's why we're laughing, not at you.
And I like to think I'm funny, but so all that to be said, we get the supercharger on, we download the tune, and the service technician says, hey, I understand this is a very important customer to you. Would you like to go on the service drive with me? Sure thing. Riding down the road, and we hear a loud pop. Technician gives me a really, big-eyed look, and he said, buddy, I need you to call John. John's our service manager, and he had to come tow us back. In the 6-mile test drive, we blew the transmission. For 45 horsepower. For what reason? I mean, it just wasn't worth it to me. So sometimes dealing with these aftermarket companies, I just don't.
We try to work with ones that we can cover. We can protect the customer with those and such. And I know that since Whipple through Ford Performance, Now you can get it covered, but it has to be
Yep.
through Ford Performance because they limit that horsepower, right?
Going back to the whole, underwriter thing, Ford Performance will sell a supercharger that Whipple makes. And
Yes.
Ford Performance made them, like you said, tone it down a couple bit.
And actually,
Ironically,
it's less than Roush's.
they lowered it.
It's 700.
So exactly. So it's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's why I
Let's go with
actually
Roush.
mentioned in my because the Ford, they made that Ford Performance 700 packages you can get,
Yeah.
and it's the
Yeah.
Whipple supercharger, Ford Performance Whipple supercharger, 700 horsepower. And so one of my videos I mentioned that we have the trimmer that gets more horsepower than the supercharger from the other, and they're like, no, Whipple supercharger is more. I'm like, not the Ford Performance one. It's not. Roush's is actually
Exactly.
more because it's 705 or 700 because they have to do that to cover a warranty. Ford was not going to back their other supercharger. So, yeah. So if you get the Ford Performance Whipple, it's 700, not 705. But anyway, so fun. Any other
Yes.
questions?
A few more. Can the Bronco Badlands grill be powder coated, painted to match the fender flares and the McArthur top? Price: I want it black, but not glossy black like the Wild Tracks.
I can answer some of that because I know some. Now the Badlands grill is smooth, so you should be able to paint that and without any problems. The fender flares are textured, so I have seen very few painted like if you look at like an Outer Banks, they're painted fender flares, but they're the narrow ones. Anyway, when you go Sasquatch, you'll notice they're wider, but they're textured. And I have yet to see anybody have painted wide fender flares. I call them Sasquatch fender flares that are painted because, again, they're textured, so they might flake off over time.
So she just wants to know if she can get the grill powder coated.
Oh, powder coated. Okay.
To match the fender flares.
But it says powder coated,
to
painted.
Match.
Oh, to match the fender flares.
Yeah. So she wants a textured grill.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Thanks for correcting me on that. I was thinking she wanted to go body colored, but no, she wants to match the fender flares in the top to the grill.
Yeah.
Or the grill to those two. Okay. But it does. Yeah. I don't want black, but not gloss black. So I would say, I don't know. I was going to say what he might correct me here, but I would try to get one of the grills that Ford makes that's available and switch it out. That's the easy fix. So you could take a Wild Track grill. You can purchase it through parts. Get the Wild Track grill and replace it with the Badlands. That would be at least the same design, but it would be painted black.
Unless you want the Badlands grill painted like that because you want it to be different.
So they want it textured. Yeah, that's what I struggled with a little bit. But that's kind of why I went with I had the Big Ben and I went with the Black Diamond because I didn't like that the grill was the only thing that was gray on my mind because I took the wheels off. And so I did the Black Diamond grill because it matched my fender flares and my mirror caps and my door handles. So yeah, I get that. So yeah, I don't know what have you dealt with this? Tried to? And I know we haven't done a lot of some of that stuff for too many of our Bronco customers yet.
Not for Bronco or Maverick customers. I've done a lot of this like grill swapping and stuff like that for the F-150 platform. A lot of what I do is find a vehicle on our website or somebody else's website that you like. Take that VIN number, take that to your local parts department or email me. I'll take that to our parts department. Say, hey, I want the grill or the specific part out of this VIN number. They'll give you that part number. So
I didn't even need to do that on mine. I just gave them the part number because I had researched it enough that I knew the part number for the grill. And I said, here's the part number. I want this. And I need the letter. Because back then they didn't put the letters with it. Now they're doing it. But no, I mean, the question is,
can we paint it a texture?
Yeah, can you do like the spray and bed liner? You probably could do a spray and bed liner material, but I don't think it would match up completely. So here is the fender flares in your top. That color is put into the mold when they make it. So it won't be perfect. It will not be like that because they don't do that to the grill. So having to repaint but if you're painting the surface, I don't think you're going to get it to be the same. And if you do like a spray and bed liner material, I don't think you're going to like how that's going to come out.
long
So,
term.
yeah.
Well, she has her order with us,
She
so
does.
she'll probably be contacting you, Niles, to go over her options.
Yeah.
Happy to
So,
do it. Yeah, we can do that.
yeah.
There's a lot of different
Yeah.
ways.
I would, yeah, for my opinion, I'd probably either
This
try to use
is-
one of the other grills and switch it out, or
Yeah.
you know,
This is MM who
yeah, I know. Margaret.
ordered. Yeah, Margaret. She came down to Carlisle to see us,
Yep.
and she doesn't have a vehicle purchased with us yet. So
Yep. Yep.
it was a lot of fun.
It's scheduled. It's being built.
Yes.
Not yet though.
All right. Did you cob can tune, or have you have a tuner tune it?
Tune, and that like sometimes they refer to those as box tunes too. Like you just get it out of the box, plug it into the OBD2 sensor or the OBD2 port, and then it's a copy paste tune from Cobb. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a boxer can tune.
All right. Could the interior door panels be removed to be wrapped or dipped? I can't get over thinking it looks like styrofoam inserts. I think that's Maverick.
I haven't done that. But everything is possible, and I'm not here to limit you.
I feel like that might be a body shop type of job.
Interior door
Yeah.
panels removed, rewrapped.
Or upholstery. I mean, I would almost want to talk to like Doug Smith.
Mm,
I would want to talk to Doug and see what's going on.
yeah. I think we have 2 more questions. Speaking of body roll, need to find a rear roll bar for my Bronco because it's mega top heavy at the moment. Maybe Niles can help me with that.
Yeah, we can try and hunt one down. I'm trying to remember. You, Rod Nicole, you replaced your tires, didn't you? You did a tire swap.
I don't know. Your microphone's a
Maybe.
little off. I think our connection's getting weak.
Yeah.
Out in the boondocks.
Yeah, sorry.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I don't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he did.
Yes, he
rear,
did.
Rear roll
Okay,
bar.
I was gonna say you're probably already wider stance than most, so I think that's something that takes a lot of body rollout as well sometimes. But yeah, we can get you a bar.
Okay. Last question that I see for Niles is I'm dreading my first thing on my new Area 51 Maverick. Can I purchase a little tube of touch-up paint from Ford? I can tell you yes. Yes, you can, because I had a ding on my Maverick and I was able to get it from our parts department.
But I think she got the ceramic, didn't she?
Yes, I believe she did.
Because I think Niles made sure hers came in like less than a week from the Maverick meetup, and you got a lot of things accomplished really quick timing for that.
Yeah, and
For them.
I'm fortunate. She did get the ceramic done. There are products that you can do after the fact that might not be as like hard as the ceramic, but you can apply it to help maintenance it. So
Yeah.
like a spray ceramic.
If
But-
you go to Maverick Truck Club, there's a lot of forums on how can I DIY a ceramic coat, or how can I put this on it that's similar to a ceramic coat, DIY it so then you can have the upkeep at home to keep it nice and
The ceramic coat does kind of help for some chips, right? Stuff. I mean, somewhat, or does it not?
somewhat.
Yes and no. Like if you're going down a dirt road and you're getting sandblasted, I would say yes. If you're
Mhm.
looking at like you're on the highway and there's a rock truck in front of you, probably not.
No. Yeah.
So,
I guess I'm thinking more. I'm thinking like little pebbles and
Yeah.
like that. Like you're sand,
Or,
sand and stuff like that.
Bug splatter. It helps keep the corrosion at bay for bug
Yeah.
splatter. That's like the main biggest reason for it is the corrosion element of the sun, the rain, the elements, the bugs. It's just to help with corrosion in general as well.
Yeah, one of the benefits, just like a wax is when your paint is just like the surface of your skin. It's porous. It's got pores in there. So when you clean that out and you fill it back in with a wax or a ceramic, it's a smooth, uniform finish that can't be penetrated by bug guts, acid, road debris.
Yeah. See, that's my favorite thing is when Lebo completes a ceramic on my vehicle, I go through and I, not the tips of your fingers because those are oily, the back of your hand, you can feel how smooth it is. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, it makes the wash process effortless. If you
Yes.
ceramic your windshield, I love when Lebo ceramics my windshield because rain, it looks just crazy coming off.
Yes.
And then also when you're at the gas station with your little scrubby boy, it's not a massive like effort to get a bug off the windshield.
No, it's
It goes
not.
quick.
It's so easy.
Really? I've never ceramic the windshield. I think when he did the truck, he didn't do the windshield.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
So
What?
no. So Niles, Lebo doesn't usually offer that to his family members and people.
Well,
So-
listen, I
Especially with
asked
the
for it.
father-in-law, huh?
I had to
Hey,
clean
whoa,
his
whoa,
truck.
whoa.
My gosh, it was hard to get those bugs off.
So we joke because we have now two son-in-laws. And we always joke and see who our favorite son-in-law is by who offers to do things for us. So he might need some
Oh,
son-in-law of the year points here.
All right. So Niles, what is your dog's name, and is it a blue tick coonhound?
This one, hang on here. I've got all three of them around me. Okay. This one is Missy. She is a German short hair pointer. She is my attention dog. She loves to seek attention. I'll set her down. This is my big dog, Dude. Come here, big boy. Come on. Come here. Yeah, he's my big boy. He is a German short hair Great Dane mix.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about 100 pounds. He's somewhere there. And then I've got a little lady. There's a little, oh, hang on here. Sorry. There's a little lady. She is a Border Collie Aussie.
I guessed that the other day when I was looking at their pictures because we have the Australian Shepherd who has a little bit of Border Collie, so I was wondering about that.
Yeah. They're all rescues. We got 2 of the 3 from the Humane Society. So they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
friends.
fix the microphone, Maverick content.
Yeah.
Go, Missy.
Yeah.
So Niles,
Yeah.
how often should you do a ceramic coat?
So if you can, the more times you can
Every
wash
year
your
come to
vehicle-
the Maverick meetup.
Yes.
And get it
Yes.
done.
Well, so the bottle says 5 to 7 years. If you go through the car wash that has the spinny brushes, you're shortening that life. If you can go through it and wash with a mitt with your hand or just the spray ones, you're going to get that full 7 years.
Yeah.
So
does it also depend on how much it's outside, how much it gets
Yeah.
rained on, how much you're leaving the bugs on there even? Because
Yeah.
I mean, Lee has the ceramic coating on his Maverick. He left those bugs on, like he hasn't washed it since he had Lebo
Got it.
clean it. Those bugs were stuck on. So that ceramic coating wears
Yeah.
down with everything.
Well, just like, I mean, in regular vehicle maintenance, you probably want to wash it regularly. You want to just keep it clean. And bugs are extremely harmful. Trees, sap, sunlight, those things are going to diminish your paint pretty quickly. So it's like you said, it's really important to. I mean, I don't want to compare it to car maintenance, but you're going to want to do it like that. So
Yeah. All right, last question. What does it cost to ceramic coat a 4-door Bronco?
4-door Bronco, we do that for $14.95.
Okay. All right. I think that was all of our questions for you, Niles, that I could see here.
Pass
the test. You were nervous,
Nailed
weren't you?
I was a little bit. I was, I've seen your questions in the comments before, Tim. I've seen your comment section. I know how this goes.
Yeah, but being on camera is not. Sometimes people. I mean, it's not always easy, huh?
We still have 24 more questions in there that are not related to aftermarket.
I've been in some interviews and I'm like, I don't know how to answer this. I'm not gonna sound stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's a normal occurrence for me, Tim. I have to worry about that all the time, not just on camera. But no, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. Feel free to get a hold of me. I definitely, obviously, thank you so much, Tim, for getting me involved in this, and Sarah for being so inclusive, being a part of an honorary member. I've always smiled when you guys said that, but it really meant a lot to me at the Maverick meetup, talking to some of these, family and friends, like I always say in the chat when I enter. And so it really means a lot. Thank you guys for being so inclusive, and thank you for being patient and trusting me with your brand new vehicles. It means a lot. I know you're buying a vehicle sight unseen, you're ordering it like a Subway sandwich, and you're trusting me with it. So it means a lot, and I appreciate that. So thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Well, yes. Thank you very much. I know I work here. I know Niles works really hard, and as always, want to be able to help people out. And so, yeah, just trusting his process. I know that there's sometimes like if we know that, hey, we got somebody that's coming to pick theirs up, and we have a little bit of time, you structure your schedule, and I've seen your spreadsheets. You're organized. He's organized. You guys are he'll take care of you. Just trust his process. So, because you're just as much a spreadsheet guy as I am, maybe more.
Yeah.
But you're organized. So yes.
Appreciate that, Tim.
So cool. All right. Anything else I can think of? I was going to talk about Maverick stuff here in a little bit, but other than that, I don't think I will let you go, Niles. You probably have some stuff to do around the ranch.
Yeah, I got a few things to do. So yeah, if you guys need me, shoot me an email. Always be there for you. I'm gonna drop this in the chat, and then I'll make it out of here for the night. So I appreciate you. All
right. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
In the morning.
All right. Bye. Oh, there he kicked himself off.
Now I can take these out. I can't talk while. Oh no. All right, I'm good.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
We good now?
I can't talk with headphones in and hear myself talk while I'm doing it. That's why I got so choppy sometimes.
Yeah, actually, it was really weird because for me, I can hear myself as well. But all right. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to try to find another way of doing that. So, anyway, so cool. I'll have to contact All Terrain Nation, see how he does it. Yes, anyway, please. Okay. Yeah. So that was fun. All right. So first time having a guest on live stream.
Yes.
So anyway,
that wasn't the first time we've had him on before.
Yeah, I had him on Facebook on audio, but we didn't actually have him physically on.
Oh, that's right. So first time we've had someone join us.
Yep. So I was gonna open it up for Maverick stuff and talk about that special the offer amounts if people wanted to talk about it. Have we had any other questions other than aftermarket to talk about?
We have 24.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, but it's always fun. I love talking about aftermarket, so I don't know if I want to mention it, but I don't know.
What are you talking about, Ragnarcon? There's no speaker on the floor.
No, he's saying speaker on the floor behind you is the way to do it.
Oh.
Yeah. With the setup we have, we can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to do something. Actually, I had thought about, a Bluetooth speaker or something, but all right. Man, what did I do with the...
When you order a car from the dealer, do you lock in a price, or can the dealer change the price upon delivery? So if you have a signed price agreement and you sign it and you have a manager sign it, that can lock in that price, but they don't have to honor price protection.
I think legally, until you have two people that have consented with signing agreements, then technically anything can be done. So and the reason why a lot of dealers, when you order a vehicle and they have you sign that agreement that you're wanting to buy it, that is so Ford can see your intent and order the vehicle, that kind of thing. I think that a lot of dealers won't sign it on their part because they don't want to hold themselves to the price. Because if things change, they don't want to be able to adhere to those pricing guidelines. On a lot of ours, we actually had between 22 and 23 model year, we actually had an increase in our dealer fee from one year to the next, even though our managers didn't sign those agreements back to lock in those, like the dealer fee amount. We still honored it within our dealership, even though the manager didn't sign it. Did we have to? Legally, we didn't have to, but I mean, we're not that type of a dealership, but dealerships can. Just like right now, I'm getting stories I'm seeing if I can help them out in any way. But right now we're hearing stories of people that ordered their 23 model year with a dealership, and they didn't get scheduled, and now they have to put that Maverick in for 24, and the dealership is changing the price on them. So is that right? No, but can they legally do it? Yes, they can. Which is a shame. So in 23, some of these the dealers doing MSRP, regular dealer fee, no add-ons. Well, I've talked to one just today that said now for the 24, they're saying that they're going to do MSRP pricing, but you have to take these add-ons that we put on all of our vehicles starting in 2024. It's like, and then Ford is saying you need to go with the same dealership that your 23 was with. And because of that, I think dealerships now are going, hey, wait a minute. Ford is saying they have to get the prioritization and to get the private offer, they have to go with the same dealership. Well, that opens it up for us to be able to screw the customer over in a sense. Can they do that? Technically, legally, they can. So anyway, yeah, it's a shame because really you're not buying the vehicle until it comes in. So the dealership is ordering the vehicle from Ford. The customer's not ordering the vehicle from Ford. You're ordering the vehicle through the dealership. And so once that vehicle comes in, that's why a lot of times we have customers that don't take vehicles. If you wanted to otherwise, then they would be required to take that vehicle when it was ordered if you want to go look at it that way as well. So, all right. You want to read that off?
Yeah. Just wanted to pop on here and mention how kind and friendly everyone was this past weekend through the Maverick Meetup Web community. That is my mom, aka his wife.
Yes. So a lot of the members brought treats. I know Dennis and
Yes,
Diane
she
brought
said, "Thank
some
you for
gluten. She is
sharing."
gluten-free. She has a gluten sensitivity allergy, and so they brought some gluten-free snacks and treats that she enjoyed for 2 mornings when they
Yes.
brought them. So I know she really appreciated that. And everybody was so nice. Oh, plus I know that Joe's wife also brought some things
Yes.
as well. And so, yes, she's, yeah, everybody's so kind in the community. I've noticed that though, Bronco people as well. Bronco community is always really nice and
Yes.
great people. Maverick as well. I think people that are really excited about their vehicles just tend, I don't know, they all just tend to be. for the most part.
Sometimes the classic cars can be a little bit daunting, but still a community. Once you're in their community, you're in. It can be daunting to get into it sometimes.
Yep. Some people don't realize that you're my daughter.
Yes.
I've actually had
Well,
that
he's
come
new.
up.
I think
Actually,
this is your first night here, Kavion. Unless you've
yes.
been here without
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah. But
yes.
I think Snips didn't realize.
No, she didn't.
She didn't realize that you were father-daughter.
Yes. That's how we can be sitting this close together.
Mhm. So yes. Anyway, it was fun. So
That's how I can just
some of
with
the
him
members
whenever I
we
want.
actually met up for a couple different dinners. It's pretty cool.
We
So
had dinner Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with people.
Saturday with people. Yeah. So
it was a lot of fun.
yeah. So anyway, least we could do traveling that far. So all right.
All right.
Anyway.
Keep on with questions?
Yeah.
All right. My 23-24 hybrid Lariat orders with you guys. My 24 priority is 10. Will Ford be taking care of moving the priority up into the single digits, or will that be you guys?
Ford said they will. So that's where we put them all in because Ford had told dealers, put them in as 3s. And we're like, well, it doesn't really matter. We'll just put them at 10s. Well, here's the reason we did 10 instead of 3. Really, it's because it's easy to make changes. So even though Ford has a priority 3 to 19, we did notice if you put a 3 in, you can't make changes without moving it back to 10. So even though they fixed it to where you can do a 3 to 9, if you do have a 3 to 9, you still have to change it to 10 to make changes, and then then change it back to 3. So we said, let's just leave them at 10s. Ford did say once they have the COVPs matched up and everything, everybody with a COVP 24 order matching the 23, and they see that there's a 23 order, they're going to move them all to priority 2. So they're going to do that for dealers. And so, yeah, dealers won't be prioritizing their own orders. So, yeah, so we just put everybody's in as 10. So, yep.
All right. Is the third Maverick meetup going to be in Salina? Yes.
Yep.
The Midwest.
when.
meetup.
We don't know exact dates yet. We'll get those for you in
Yeah.
advance. But we're talking June or July. We think we want to, if it's okay with, or there are other people who help organize it other than Sarah and myself, that are involved in that. So we
It's
have
a
to
whole
get,
team.
yeah, it's a whole team, and we got to figure out and see what else. We know that the week earlier would have conflicted with the lead sled.
Yes.
And then we also do have a festival in June. So we're talking about June or July. So that way it's in vacation months. So people can use that as their vacation. And we get into August, kids are starting to get back to school. I know that, I know my wife is already back to school. So
Yeah.
the kids start, I think, this week.
Yep.
So,
All right. Can I view my private offer on Ford app? If not, how can I be sure that everything is done correctly for me to receive the offer?
sorry, I was reading snips here where she said that she thought that that Sarah was her sister.
Yeah. My mom and I look so much alike.
Anyway, okay. So can I view private offers on the Ford app? No. Or how can I? No. If not, how can I be sure that everything is done correctly for me to? So that private offer is going to come. The dealership will be able to see that in Smart Vincent, and they can pull your name. So I don't know if the offers are in there yet. I think they're just releasing that these are the numbers that they're going to be. When you pull your name, sometimes we found it almost works better by pulling email address that was used on the order. But when we pull that, then we can see, hey, this person has these offers available in their name, and that offer number should be listed. So once they can see there was a 23 order, or some situations a 22, then they'll see that, hey, they have these offers available. And they would, when you do a certificate inquiry, the dealer can do that. I'm not sure when these will be available and in there, but we should be able to pull those customers and find those. So, yeah. So the dealer needs to do that. So I think they can call Ford support, customer support as well. I wouldn't call them yet, folks. So to give them some time, because I guarantee you those offer numbers probably are not in there yet. But again, remember, none of the 24s have been scheduled yet, so there's really no need until they get produced. These aren't applied until you pick up your vehicle and do paperwork. So we have like what production starts in October. So you're looking mid-November, probably December, before the first 24 shows up at a dealer. So we'll have until December for those offers to show up in there. But give them a little time before you start calling Ford customer support and say, can you look up and see if I have this offer? They probably won't have it yet. So anyway.
Ragnar, you don't have a Maverick to get a private offer on.
All right. Roy says, does McArthur have allocations for 24 Bronco Heritage? I can't confirm or deny. We don't think we've gotten information on that yet. I think we're supposed to receive.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. You would know.
I think we were supposed to receive that information today.
While you're looking at that, are all 23 Mavericks listed on your site still for sale? If they're on there, they're for sale.
Yep. And I would say we might have sold one or two today, but if you see it there tomorrow morning, then I can guarantee it's still available. Should be. Yes. And you'll notice our pricing on those is very competitive. Yeah. Well, actually, if you look tomorrow, they're going to be very well. No, right now, because you fixed those prices tonight, didn't you? Earlier.
Yes.
So right now they reflect the newest pricing that we do. We price every Tuesday, reprice vehicles. And so we actually have updated pricing on those.
Have your salespeople signed up for all the 23, 24 orders yet? As I've not received anything from a salesperson. Aiden, please email us at fordvideoguy@gmail.com. Let me know who your salesman is, what your order number is. I'll get it.
Yep.
We'll get it taken care of. They should have contacted you by now, and if they haven't, we want to work with them to make sure that they get all of their people contacted.
Yes. Yep. We don't have our numbers yet for Bronco. Normally allocations will work, and just go back to Roy, but we'll have a set allocation, and there's going to be a production number for Heritage, and basically they'll just say keep within this, right? But we know, just like on two-door, where they told us 3 was our number, we end up getting 8. So we and even we've had some other people from Ford tell us those are just estimates just to kind of help with. And I've even had some that says we really wish we hadn't actually broken it down for dealers, because things can change, right? So we have seen now the product. What's the number on the hybrid right now for the Maverick? It's not 35%. It's 50 now. So 50%, 50-50 is the split on hybrid versus EcoBoost. So dealerships that stayed within that 35%, they could have taken up to 50% as hybrids. And so there are dealers up there that are not taking them because they're sticking that 35% in that estimate sheet. And I'm like, that's just an estimate. You got to be flexible with that, anyway, but again, that is estimates that's over the year that can change. Just like I firmly believe we're going to get more than our number shows for our Mavericks for the year. We beat last year's number, and that was not an estimate. That was a solid number. This is your number for the year, and we got way more than what they said we were going to get. So again, it goes to sales.
Yep.
All right.
Any Ford GT allocation, they're still building them.
Okay, I saw something about Ford GT. Now, way Ford GT works is very, 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 very few. And usually how that works is you have to earn it. You have very strict things to earn it. I don't know if you saw Town and Country earned 1. We earned 1, and it was because of our YouTube channel and our social media presence. It took a while for us to get the last one. So we've actually received 2 over the years. One was like way back in I don't know, one of the first years that they relaunched that. And then we just recently received one. So we're not going to be getting another one because we just received one recently. So more than likely, the reason they're still producing them is because they didn't fulfill all the people that were supposed to get them to them. So that's probably why they're doing another year. So anyway.
All right.
By the way, Kevin, you have too many A's in her name.
Yeah.
2 A's.
All right. When does 24 Maverick start production?
24 Maverick start production. They're going to start scheduling next month for production dates in October. Middle of October is when they start producing the 24. I think. I don't know the exact date. Somewhere the week after the 9th. What's 7 and 9 is what? 16. So the week of the 16th. All right. Does exhausted availability on Heritage 2-doors only pertain to unscheduled orders? Yes, that does. Correct. Although they have said that they're delayed production right now too. So those that have been scheduled, they're being delayed back right now, I think too. So if you do have a scheduled build date, you might check and see if it's been pushed back. But
I know the secure code is no longer available. It's on build website. If I add it to my order, is it free? There's no price listed.
Okay. Well, let's mess with that. I actually had that right here. Is this it?
I think so. There.
Let's mess with this. It's supposed to be a dealer installed option this year. So they took it away but brought it back. So it's not included. It's not free. It is a dealer installed option this year. We're talking about the Maverick, I assume.
Yeah.
So keypad is no longer there. So if we go XLT, it doesn't matter EcoBoost, you'll notice it is not there. It's not in the picture. So it's not there. If you go to exterior options, and I actually haven't looked at this since they've updated and brought it back.
Yeah, I haven't played with it yet. There.
Right here. It's not showing a price, is it?
Nope. But can you add it?
But see, it says MIC.
Oh. Molded in color.
Doesn't give us a warning. I didn't look at the price. Did that payment change?
No.
Payment didn't change. Doesn't have a price.
Be free, but the price isn't listed.
Available on all trims, dealer installed option, shipped separately from the vehicle for dealer installation. Okay. I know it's $230. I can tell you that. So I know this doesn't have a price, but I know they're also way behind on upgrading theirs. They probably just having it on there was probably an improvement, but there should be a price, but there is not. But that it is a cost. It's $230, I believe.
All right. I ordered a 24, but all dealer would say is 7 to 10 months. Is that a good guess?
There is no guess.
No.
There is no way that
No
anybody can be
guess.
accurate on that information on what it's going to be. There's no, there's no guess because it really, depends. Are you a carryover? Are you new? What did you order? Did you order an XLT hybrid with nothing on it? Then maybe you got a 50% the capacity. I mean, there's no way to guess that. Even saying early, because we could have said the same thing last year. So we put in new orders the first day. There's still people that ordered the first day with us that did not get theirs in a year. So it's really hard to guess that. Their goal is to get everybody scheduled though within the year. So I can give you one date, and that is in the next 15 months. So they're going to have production, a 12-month production starting in October through October. So I can say you should get it by next October. Should.
Yeah,
So
that's a safe
Yeah.
should. When is the order bank opening for F-150?
We don't know yet. I know that they're going to they're going to balance out soon. So we probably should see some information September, probably. Would be my guess.
All right. Do we know if the Heritage Bronco stop build has been lifted?
It has not. We talked about it. Yeah, this week's
Okay.
information, it says, it mentions 2-door stop build. Doesn't mention 4-door.
Mm.
So hopefully you have a Heritage 4-door. You might get lucky.
So on with the Heritage Edition Bronco. If you have a VIN, will you be built?
You have a van, you should be built. We say that should because last year was the first year in the 20 years I've been working for Ford that I've seen a VIN and not get built. So that's why I say should. But
if they run into
yeah.
constraints where they
Last year.
cannot get those parts
before the end of production, then what they'll do is they will cancel that order, put in a new order for you, and give you like priority 1, the highest priority, so that you would be the first ones to be scheduled the next year. So, I'm not saying it won't be.
At that point.
Yeah,
it's up to Ford, and they make sure it gets done correctly.
Yeah. So what would happen is what they did on Maverick was they had a bunch that they had like 70,000 last year that got VIN numbers, and then they could not produce those vehicles by the end. So what they did is they duplicated those orders as 23s, and then they told dealers to update those orders, and then once they did, they gave them the highest priority, so they'd go get scheduled next, and then they canceled the VINs. So not saying that's going to happen on this because that was rare. First time I ever seen it. And actually it did happen on a couple models last year. But again, weird times and everything else. Typically, if they give you a VIN, they won't do that. But because they are having delayed production issues on that, I could see it possibly happening.
Yeah. And
possibly.
It's most likely due to one of the factories that produces that apart isn't able to produce as many as they have promised.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
usually
know
where constraints and stuff like that have come from.
I will say this. They are saying that it's delays for 2 doors, not necessarily 4 doors. So I don't think it's a hardtop issue. I mean, otherwise, right? It could be a seat issue because the 4 doors, I think they both get, like the Heritage Editions get the certain cloth, but the 4 doors and the 2-door seat, it's different. So it may be a power seat issue, at least on a limited. I don't know. Anyway, it's hard to tell. I can't speculate because I'll be wrong.
How can I order an F-150?
Order banks are open right now for 2023.
Right.
And you'll get scheduled fast. Through your dealer.
To your dealer.
Yep.
You go to a local dealer. If you're not sure of one around you, you can use Google or the Ford build and price. You can build it out, and then you can search for a dealer there.
Oh, and then Ragnarcon says if they get a VIN, they'll get a private offer. Yeah, those people. Yeah, you're right, Ragnarcon. And those people would probably definitely receive because they would have to go to the 24 model year, which means if there's price increases, they'll make sure they get those private offers. Yeah, you're right.
So, can you tell me what the sales tax rate will be? I Googled it for Kansas and got confused with different rates. Just making the preparation since I'm in Pennsylvania. Well, good news. You get to pay your Pennsylvania taxes.
So we will charge you 0 for sales tax. You will pay your sales tax in your state.
Yes.
If you need, like, if you're not needing, if you don't have enough to pay for all your sales tax at your state and cash down and like with a check,
cash.
then we can actually put that into your loan and give you a check back. So
Yeah.
you make sure you talk to your finance person when you take delivery of that, just so you know that you won't have to pay your sales tax in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You will not pay that with us. So some people do forget that, and finance usually lets them know that, so they can figure that in if they need to.
So once it gets here, you'll get with our finance team and they'll explain everything about the process, and we can do everything online, so you can either have it delivered or you can come and pick up. So
Yep.
Either way, we have all the options and we'll get you taken care of the right way. All right, that was our last question. With an @Sarah Davis. If I missed your question, well, we're at 9:34.
Roy said, Tim, on a future vid, can you share why you decided to switch from Bronco to a Sport? Do you still have the Bronco Sport off-road capable? So I didn't switch from a Bronco. The Bronco's not going away. We're not selling the Bronco. We're not getting rid of the Bronco.
It's here to stay.
That's here to stay. I still have some mods I got to do to that. Still adding some things. No, that's not going anywhere. I was going to trade in my Lightning for a Bronco Sport, so I'd have a Bronco Sport and a Bronco. May not happen now. We'll talk about that maybe in the future. We may have some
vehicle changes.
We may have some something else happening, but just wanting to lower the payment down so we can. These trips cost money, right? I'd rather go on trips than spend $1,000 a month on a Lightning, and so yeah. So we're thinking of trading the Lightning on a different vehicle to lower that down so that we can spend money on trips instead of on a car payment. So
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But for a different reason.
All right, what's this in here? Just want to mention that the secure code on the Maverick was so convenient. Don't rub it in, Deborah. There are people that won't get it next year. Anyway,
get it aftermarket.
But different family members taking things in and out of it. Yes, they are convenient. They are.
Yes, I use mine when we go to the pool.
Yeah.
I don't trust the lockers, even with the lock. I don't trust the lockers in the pool at our public pool. So I leave my keys and everything in my vehicle, so then I can unlock it with my secure code.
Now, I did notice on the order guide.
I will tell you, I forgot the code to our truck last time we went to the pool. Lebo got pretty upset because he's like, "You don't know the code? You set the code." I'm sorry.
Did you think of using your app?
I did use
my
unlock
it.
I was like, wait. There's another way to open this truck.
All right, so I noticed. I'm gonna see if this is right first. Here, let's kick people over to this. I'm gonna oh, wrong way. There we go. All right, so I want to look at this. So Bronco Sport. I noticed on the order guide something on the Bronco Sport. So they took this off of the Bronco Sport as well. You notice, so they did away with that as well. So it's a whole factory deal. It's not just one model in the factory. It's the whole factory. So these are made in the same factory as the Maverick. Did notice this, but also on the order guide, it is a dealer installed option for them as well. Notice the word illuminated. So that is what they are on the Maverick as well right now on 23, but for 24 they took it off. They don't add the word illuminated. So right now I noticed this week that when that Maverick I was driving, that when I locked it, it lit up when I unlocked it. So I was like, okay, so that's illuminated in 23, and it was $230. This is $350 for their illuminated, which is funny. So that is something they made sure after the Maverick community complained about that. They made sure that the Bronco Sport had that, and actually it wasn't on the first order guide, but a week later it was on there. So, and anyway, so I don't know if it's going to be illuminated for the Maverick or not. Yeah. So anyway, but there you go. All right. Any other questions?
No.
More comments? Yes, that keypad is. You know what? I really thought that the sliding rear window, the manual sliding rear window, was going to be more of a problem for people than the keypad. But man, that people want their keypad.
Yes,
they want that, and I will say it is convenient. I actually use it. I've used it on my Lightning. So my Lightning, I don't actually carry my key in the Lightning, which that's nice, because I have phone as a key. And sometimes when I walk up, it doesn't initially connect. If I close the app, the Forward Pass app, then it's not connected, Bluetooth connected easily. So I put my hands in the door handle, it won't open right away. So I use the keypad to unlock it. Then I get inside, shut the door, and then I connect it with my phone before I start it. But anyway, so nobody's commented our background other than the balloons.
They have about the balloons. Someone did say he has the Law McArthur YouTube member plaque over there. I told someone, I was like, forget the YouTube play button. He needs this. That's all he needs.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mike McArthur, for this.
Yes.
I really love this too. Pretty cool.
Yep. And in case you missed it,
the Bronco.
The balloon. Yes, the Bronco.
Also.
Yep. In case you missed it, the balloons are for his 2-year stream anniversary.
She says his because I started the live stream, but she joined me
about
6 months later, right?
Yeah. No.
January, right?
You've been streaming for 2 years.
No, you started in January, but we didn't start you on that. I have the first live stream she did that.
November.
I have it downloaded.
It was like November or October that I started on the main live stream.
I remember.
So
about a year after we started. So
yeah,
been on for about a year.
About a year and a half after. So I've been on here for about 7 or 8 months.
So Mark says that if you look up that keypad on Ford accessories, well, that keypad is illuminated, but the question is whether the one from that we put on it is going to be illuminated.
Yeah.
That's the question. Anyway, I don't know.
All right. It is 9:40. We usually try and cut off at 9:30.
So what is Ragnicon saying here? He said something earlier.
Because I sure as heck can't sit at a desk and go through the order guide as good as Tim can.
Yeah. Kind of.
I can't go through the order guide. My learning is purely from...
Maybe Ford's watching. There are certain people that watch, certain people that don't.
We do have confirmation that there are some Ford.
Some are watching. Yep. I had a lot of fun this weekend with helping Mr. Levine on Twitter.
Yes.
helping put people in
times.
their place on Maverick stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is fun. So he kept tagging me. Said,
Yep.
hey, maybe you can help out with this. Are you getting Mavericks? Yeah, we're getting Mavericks. Truckloads. We got 3 truckloads today, didn't we?
Yeah, we got 3 truckloads of vehicles today. I don't know how many of those from Maverick.
I think all these here.
What's September 2nd? What's September 2nd?
What about September 2nd, Tim? I don't know.
Is that Bronco? No, that's...
No, that event we're going to is the week after that.
No, that's that week.
What about September 2nd? Huh?
That's that week. Well, I guess it's the Saturday before.
September 2nd is a Sunday, right? 9/2?
No, 9/2 is a Saturday. Because 9/4 is Monday.
I don't know what's going on 9/2.
Birthday party.
JK.
Or are we doing that on the road?
So I will say that we do have Vaughn Gettin Jr. coming.
August 24th.
August 24th. He'll be at the Garage, which is a museum here. It's a museum here.
Car museum.
Where we have the Hoonigan truck. So he'll be here with the Mustang. So the Spec 2 2024 Ford Mustang will be here as well. I might have to do my own video since we'll have it and I get there over ahead of time before people get there.
I will be there with you because I want to look at this.
We did. I mean, he gave us a nice walk around at the plant, but it'd be nice to have one, and maybe he could do that over again for us. But anyway, I guess we have the one, which we'll be posting as a separate video on our Facebook page here pretty soon.
A specific Spec 2? Yeah, he did.
He went over the Spec 2 with us.
Yeah.
So we'll post that as a on our McArthur Performance Facebook page soon. Right, we'll get it over, and I think as a teaser to kind of get people prepped for him coming in the next couple weeks, we'll be putting that on. We'll be dropping, you can watch the full video if you want that we did on the tour on our YouTube channel.
I'm sure will drop
And then
Thursday.
we do have the separate video, and we're gonna break out several of the sections because that's like a 40-minute long video.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I timestamped it for each of the different things or not. Maybe I should do that. Anyway, yeah. August 24th is my birthday. September 2nd is my oldest 30th birthday. Well, there you go. Treat yourself to a birthday present. Come over and meet Von Gittin Jr.
Yes, Mark, you're close enough. You can come join
Yep,
us.
I'll make sure that you get a chance to say hi. He said high five. I don't know if he's doing autographs and stuff or not, but
Yeah, he does free high fives.
all right. Glad,
He's a
okay.
good guy.
Anything else? Everybody likes their keypad. All right. Anyway,
All right.
is it 9:45 already?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
Did you not hear me say it's 9:40? It's 9:45. I think it's time.
Did you say that
to
like
head-
5 minutes ago?
Yes, I did.
All right. Well,
I think you were reading. Do you see? Do you see?
Yep. I know. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. For the 2 years now, we've had a live stream. So thank you to the Maverick community for initiating this in a sense of doing a live Q&A.
Yep.
So we've been partnering together for this, and I'm sure people in the Bronco community, Super Duty community, Mustang, all the other communities that want to stay updated on constraints, information, and everything are probably thanking you guys as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's we thank you, because we wouldn't have a live stream if people didn't come over here and watch it. So we appreciate it. So we usually have a couple hundred people every night, every Tuesday night. So we do appreciate that. And we have done this pretty much every week. We have not missed a week. We had one or two we pre-recorded, two of them pre-recorded, but went live. And then one we had to rearrange to a different night.
Yes.
But every week, here we are.
Every week.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. I guess that's it. I'm prolonging this. So thanks for joining us. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget, stay positive, be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourselves.
We'll see you later.